What's up, man?
What's going on with my there we go.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Kenny.
All right.
Hang on a second here. Let's do this.
Have you ever had Delta 8?
Delta 8. I have not.
It's good stuff.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Hold on a second. Let's see. What kind of device are you on, Hales? A phone, desktop? What are you on?
That's desktop.
You're on
Well,
desktop?
laptop, but yeah.
Laptop? Yeah, no, I was talking to Hales. So wait, tell me about Delta 8, Kenny.
Uh, so Delta 8 is the most perfect strain.
Thanks, Brenda. You can help her out, probably. It's the most perfect what? Strain?
Yeah.
Is it an indica or sativa?
Oh no, I got on gummies. It's pretty good.
Uh-huh. What is it, an indica or a sativa?
I know. I have to ask the CBD shop.
Oh, does it make you kind of feel up and your heart racing a little bit, energized, or does it make you feel chill?
I would say the second one.
Chill? Yeah, so it's an indica then. See,
Maybe
I can't
maybe
smoke
the
indicas.
first one.
Maybe the first one. Well, it could be a both. Could be
Yeah.
it could be both. You never know.
Yeah.
I believe at the bottom of the screen there should be an icon that says "Go Live." Yes, you're right. Press the Go Live button. I totally forgot about that. Kenny
Well,
is in a
I
special
saw
place.
I saw a thing called join broadcasts, so I hit that.
Yeah. There's a little camera icon at the bottom of the screen, Hales. Click on that, and then it'll say you're invited here. With Kenny, so we're going to have 3 people that are stoned. If anybody's high, come on up here.
I'm doing a broadcast in I don't know, like 20 minutes or something on Haps TV.
I knew you were on here, but I hadn't seen you too much.
Well, when I do it, I do it 2 or 3 times a day, and then I don't do one for at least 2 days or 3.
Gotcha.
That's a good policy, right?
Hey, I mean, whatever floats your boat,
That's the way the old pros used to do it on Periscope.
Ah,
That's how I should do it. I took note. I'm like, it's not like they're like, I'm back. Sorry that froze. No, it was like, hold on, that's my TV. They put that on mute. No, they would pick 2 or 3 times in the day to go live, and if it froze, it froze. They just come back next time.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the yeah, I was on Periscope back in like 2015 or something, but I never really used it very much. So it wasn't until a couple 3 years ago that I got back into it. Did you did you sign up to be a super broadcaster? See if you got any money there, Kenny?
Uh, no, I mean I tried to apply, and I guess they didn't feel I was one
How long
on
ago did you
Periscope.
try to apply?
Maybe like 3 years ago, something like
Oh
that.
no. They've totally loosened the qualifications. What how many stars do you have?
I don't know.
Well, check. Those are
I
worth
might.
money.
I'll check, but I don't think it's many. I'm
No.
going to try and become a big time broadcaster here.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Sweet Pea, what's going on?
I think Ukeberry points out in one of her broadcasts how to become big around here.
Uh-huh.
It's in one of those broadcasts. I'm not too sure.
That she predicts your stardom?
No. I mean, she shows anybody how to become big.
Oh,
Not
I
just
see.
me. Yeah.
That's a good skill to have.
Yes. Hello?
Did that work?
Hello.
Oh my god,
Hello.
that was such a fuck around. I'm so happy it worked.
Oh, we're
Did it not work?
it worked. Are you there? There you are.
Hey, Hey, how you going?
Hey, we're doing fine. How are you doing?
Good, thank you.
What?
I'm over here listening to you guys being like, is it sativa or, and over here in Australia, we're like, what have you got? Like, we just take what we can get.
Is it legal there or no?
No,
Oh God,
it's
no.
everywhere, but not legal.
Oh, that's too bad. I mean, but it's pretty accepted. Like, it's not a big fine if you get caught with it or anything.
Uh, there probably is a small fine, but the first time you get it, you wouldn't get anything, I would say.
Yeah. Well, that's good news. See, that's good
Yeah.
news. It's another reason to aside from Australians are obviously way smarter than we are because they were able to keep the virus under control. That is just another good reason to move, to Australia.
Well, maybe their world leader doesn't shoot from the gut, or ex-world leader now.
Yeah, but wait a minute. But your PM down there, you had kind of a pretty conservative one for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, but we, like, in Australia, we're not like you guys over there. We don't really give a shit about politics.
Uh-huh.
So when someone bad gets in, you don't even hear about it. So
But people disappear. But it's fine.
right.
They just went on a walkabout.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's pretty cool. Well, that's a laid back. That's like a surfer culture. Then it sounds like, whoa, man! I heard like they have a new president, but like, let's go surfing.
It's very
Yeah,
much like-
man.
Yeah,
Sounds interesting, president, but man, the waves, dude. Yeah,
exactly.
man.
yeah,
Exactly.
Right. Bunny, for sure.
So it is summertime in Sydney.
It is. It's
Is it-
beautiful.
How is the summer like? Is it good?
It's good, but it gets pretty hot. I don't know how to convert it to like Fahrenheit, but it gets to probably like 47. I think was the highest last summer.
Oh my God! In Fahrenheit, I think that's like 200 degrees. Hold on a second. I'll check with Google. Hey,
It's pretty bad.
47 Celsius in Fahrenheit. It's gonna be 90 something. Whoa! 116 degrees. Holy crap!
Holy Toledo, that's hot, man.
And
Oh
I
my
don't even
God.
know-
Holy man, that's almost like desert hot, man.
Yeah, I live on the they're kind of on the coast too. Like I'm in Sydney.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, last summer I live in a suburb called Penrith, and it said we were the hottest suburb in the world.
Holy
Like,
shit!
right.
No, like 116 is dangerous.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
dangerous.
Yeah.
Like you get into like the 120 range, and that starts to get really bad.
It's dangerous to not cover yourself completely in that weather.
Yeah, that's right. You need something. Slap.
Desert stuff, man.
Yeah, that is insane. Well, there you go. But there's no global climate change. It's all a myth.
Yeah. It's all completely it doesn't exist, man. It's just a nasty weather report, man. I'm the
Wait.
present man, or I used to be man. Yeah, that's
And
right.
yes, dude, you are. It's Saturday there too right now, right?
No, it's Friday. Friday
Oh,
afternoon.
Friday afternoon.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Friday
it's
afternoon.
Friday.
Wait a minute.
Man.
No, today was
Hold on, pretty
Thursday.
soon it's gonna be Friday
Today was Thursday.
morning here, man.
Yeah, I thought today was Friday. That's all, because that was really, you were freaking me out. I'm like, wait, we went back in time? No, that's not possible. Just because I didn't know what day it was. Because it's really good weed. It's not the heat, it's the humidity. Not at 116, brother. It's just with the 116. And so like,
Makes me kind of glad it's like 32 degrees in New York, but then again,
I'll
I
take
don't know.
116 over 32 any day of the week.
I don't know, man. 32 is sounding pretty good over 116.
Well, I mean, as
can
long as it
burn to
doesn't go any
death.
higher, as long as it doesn't, well, you're not going to burst into flame. How far are you from the beach?
Probably about an hour and a half.
Oh,
But
so
we
you're,
still get a really dry heat. Like it's not humid where I am. It's dry and
it's dry. Well, that's good. That's
God.
better. They are
Yes,
16 hours ahead. Thank you, Ducks.
If you're going to burn, you don't need humidity. No.
Yeah, whoa,
That's
it's
why we
Friday
hate it
afternoon.
really badly.
Could you check Friday's lottery numbers for me here in the States?
here in the
I'll do
future,
it.
right?
Yeah.
I'll do it if you go me halves when you win.
Oh, shoot. Yeah. No problem. I don't know why anybody hasn't thought of this before, Daily Debunker. Jeez. My God. We'll all play together.
Yeah, that's right.
That would be
We'll
cool.
win together. We'll win thousands and millions together. That's right.
Yes, yes, yes. So, how did you find out about HAPS, Hales?
I used to be on Periscope, so yeah, everyone was heading over here, so I thought I'd check it out.
What did you do on
Hello,
Periscope?
hello.
I just I streamed like a few years back, but mostly just went on and watched.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
There's Eleanor. What's going on, Eleanor?
Not much.
Are you going to join us? Or are you going to lurk?
Yeah, in a second.
Okay, no problem. All right, so you've been doing that, and it's like it's just my natural inclination to interview. So if you want to, are you okay with like, you're Australian, so I don't know your culture, but like, is it okay?
Yeah.
Like if I swear, you're not gonna like,
No,
put your shrimp on the Barbie or something?
Would you like to know how you greet your friends here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if
That'd
it's
be
your
amazing.
mate, you say "sup, cunt."
What's up, cunt?
I'm not
Kenny,
joking.
you can't say that in North America. You can't say that in North America. Kenny, don't do that.
Oh,
So,
such a great
Someone-
sentence.
sorry if that's offensive, but like if someone
No, you didn't
like,
offend me.
a
It's
person
fine.
describing them, you would call them a sick cunt. That's what we would call a cool person, like that we liked.
Wow. Okay, so wait a
I
minute.
can't
Let's
wait
see.
Yeah.
to use it with one of my buddies. It's gonna be so great.
Wow. I mean, like that is like, yeah. I mean
Yeah,
that
we swear a
definitely
lot.
gives new meaning to those two words.
Yeah, it probably sounds a bit bitchy, guys.
Well, I could say to my friend Ozzy Outlaw, "What's up, cunt?"
Wow, I like, that, wow. Yeah, I know in England too, the C word is not, they use it like, they use it like people use toilet paper. That's just,
It's
all
just
day,
another word to
just a
them.
thing to do. Yeah. Or it's just another word to them, but boy, not in America. No.
And
I
somebody
don't
said,
get
"You
why
get
it's
one wish." I'm a
What's
genie.
that?
My one wish would be the word "cunt" means the same thing. It means on the other side of the world in America. That would be my one wish. Right. Whoever you say to cunt to, you can say it to anybody around the world. It means the same thing.
Kenny, just so you know, you're not in Australia. So,
I'm just saying, man, I that's what I would do with my one wish if I got one wish with a genie. That
Yes.
word means the same thing everywhere. That would be the wish.
Comedians use it. My friends address it each other like that. Yeah, I mean, like, it's really hard to like, you got this idea about taking the power out of a word by using the word and that kind of stuff. But I mean, it is just so offensive to some women still in America that I generally refrain from using it. Now, if I were in England, or if I was in Australia, I would go up to Hales and I'm like, you are like a totally sick. You know what I'm talking about? The C word.
Record, I didn't mean
That's
any
right.
offense by it.
What's that?
For the record, I didn't mean any offense to it.
You didn't. No, there's no offense given. I don't want you to think you did, because, like I said, there's people from England on here all the time, and they, it's fine. I mean, no. I am like totally fine with it. I'm not worried about it at all. I like giving Kenny a hard time because, like I said, in North America, it's like the nuclear option here. Oh yeah, like if you're like ending your marriage, that's when you use the C word because then it is over.
You'd love it here, then, definitely.
Yeah. Like so, but like, what is okay? So that's kind of is it still vulgar though at all? Like
maybe in the posh suburbs, but
in the posh suburbs.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But I mean, we're still referring to the same body part, though.
I guess so, but you don't really use it referring to that. Hi, Ron.
Yeah, see, right? That's what I'm saying. So in over there, it doesn't even equate to the same thing, really.
Yeah, Ron is actually from Australia too, and he would have heard about it.
Yeah. No, that I mean, language is pretty interesting. Language is pretty interesting. Like
my
that.
audience isn't here.
What is the is there but like so like if I really didn't like you, which I can't imagine would be possible, but if that were the case, what would I say to you that like would be like the equivalent of like, like
Yeah.
fuck you or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
A wanker or a dickhead, probably.
Really? Those are such mild words here.
Yeah.
Like
Or a
Kenny,
Right.
you're a total wanker, you dickhead. Like that doesn't bother him.
Actually, I think they'd say fuck with a fair bit. That's probably a good
Oh my
one.
God, we're on my channel.
They'd say what?
Where are these people? My crowd should be in here. I don't know where these people
Yeah,
are now.
we don't say posh, we say white. Well, I know that in England there are very lot of posh people in Bath.
This is strange. My crowd is usually always around 11. Weird.
We're actually pretty multicultural here. So even in the posh suburbs, like there's a real mix, to be honest.
Nice, really. So where are you? So most of the non-white people that are there, obviously, I mean, you've got OG Australians, you got the original, the OG people there, but you have lots of south you have a lot of Asians, but I'm guessing.
Yeah. It's weird though because it's not segregated like it is there. Like we all just live randomly.
In peace
it's
and
not like,
harmony.
oh, that's an Asian suburb or that's a black suburb. We're just all mixed together.
Yeah.
Hello, aggro douche.
That is really well. That's the way it should be. Oh, there. Look, hello, Kenny. I think that's one of your fans.
Yes, I'm also on the channel looking at things.
Apparently, Wendy is developmentally challenged. Wendy.
No, it's not Wendy to retard.
Oh, it's not. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
No, that's, clearly that means there is one though, so that's pretty funny. Snobby is the correct word. Douchey, stuffy. All right, so here's the thing. It's like now you got me thinking. Since I did this love in the time of COVID thing, like what are the mores, the morals of Australians? Like, Americans are really fucked up people. Like we have this just baseline like prudishness and
yes, Americans can be unbelievable douchebags.
Yeah, we're very prudish. Sex is something that is, it's not anything that
Like
good people talk about. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and take you, come on here later tonight. You can rewatch it. I'll go down my main street of my town and show you all the X-rated shops. Like the second row on the main street is brothels and massage parlors.
Brothels?
There's like...
Brothels?
Yeah.
You have brothels?
Yeah.
But no weed.
Oh, it's weird. I don't know why.
That is weird. But I mean, there's just some weird stereotypes around weed, but we don't have brothels here.
No weed.
I thought you guys did.
Only in Nevada, only in one county in Nevada is sex work legal like that.
Okay.
Well,
hello, River.
Actually, I may be wrong. It may be a few counties in Nevada, but that's the only place in the United States that it's legal. Now, in the brothels, like, are there? Can you like as a woman, if you like women, can you find a woman, or as a man, if you like men, can you find a man, or is it pretty vanilla, just white, a man woman brothel kind of thing? They're all the.
I think
River, these are the audience members of Mr. Rev McKennis. That's
they're
his
fine.
people.
Go ahead again, Hales.
Just explaining.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think it would be hard to find a male. Like they're mostly just female workers.
Okay. So there's still kind of a patriarchal dominated kind of culture down there, or do you think just women don't want to go to a prostitute or a sex worker? I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, we're a little bit more laid back. So I don't know. Like for my life, for instance, I kind of just accept the whole stereotypical female type. Like I can't be a feminist.
Thank you for my people stopping by.
Wait, Kenny.
River, Helen, and Agro. I'm going to live right now. Thank you, Rev, for letting me come here and promote.
Oh, good to see you, Kenny. You take care,
Hopefully I
buddy.
see some of you, but the rest of you, not everybody leave for Revs. I mean, from Revs.
It's good, bro. Don't worry about it. I'm good. Go have fun.
Hey, K-Town.
Bye.
All right, I'm going to leave. Okay, how
See you,
do I
man.
leave?
See you, man.
I don't know how to leave.
Oh, I'll get you out of here. Hang on a sec.
Okay. So new.
And let's see. Wait a minute. Oh, I don't actually. How do I egg? Kenny, you got to go look at the bottom. What are you on, a phone or are you on a laptop?
Laptop.
Go down to the bottom of the screen. You see that little pink phone symbol. That just click on exit and you'll disappear. I mean, you could totally disappear. So be careful. Well, we'll see if he comes back. So all right. So Australia is laid back about most things. What
Pretty much everything.
like what gets an Australian like upset?
Someone cutting them off when they're driving or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
Pretty much. Yeah.
That's about it. How do you what's the gesture for, like you got the finger, in the US, and the Italians got the old arm thing. What's the gesture of get fucked in Australia?
Mostly the finger, but people do this one, which like means you've got a tiny dick, and they just.
Oh my God! I want to use that one in America. Ha! Look at you, man.
Actually,
but I mean, that's not nice, It
actually started because it's a New South Wales government ad, and they were like promoting how it's not cool to speed. This is an ad, and they'd go along, and people would pull up past the person that was speeding and just go like this out the window.
Oh my God.
True story.
Yeah, you guys, no. You guys are more, like I said, I mean, it's just a different thing. I mean, that's what I love about different cultures, like digging into the very subtle things though that can be hugely, important. Like there is in the Philippines, there's something called running amok, and in Filipino culture, there's like no tiny duck energy signal. There's no real like way for the men to just kind of cut loose. It's just I guess it's a kind of a tense culture for them, but what they're kind of allowed to do in a it's just kind of accepted that you can run amok. Like you get one time to like run amok, and in America, running amok means just going around being crazy, doing something dumb or stupid. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you go find the whatever, and you go do it, and but then you're done. You don't get to do it again. You just get like one time to run amok. But like in America, they call that a midlife crisis, and that is not allowed. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't do anything. You can't like go sleep with your neighbor or something like that. You could buy a fancy car. That'd be fine. But over there, you could just whatever, like just go into the schoolyard and shoot 5 kids, horrible things. And they're just like, okay, you're good. That was your one bad one. And of course, that's not quite true. But so Australians, like, they're just chill.
Yeah. You know what? In saying that, like your mental health system seems so broken over there. Like when people go nuts over there, it's like next level.
Oh, it's totally next level nuts. And the mental health system is bad over here because like they're letting me be on a microphone.
Yeah. And they just let whoever have a gun. Like, I don't know. Do you feel safe over there? Do you feel safe living there?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Eleanor's saying she doesn't. Are you saying you don't, or are you laughing?
No, I feel safe. It's just there's a lot of,
the Amish have a whole year. Ill. That's true. The Amish do have a whole year. You're right, Daily Debunker. I want to touch back on that. No, I feel in my neighborhood, totally safe. Are there neighborhoods in Chicago where I would be not feel safe? yes, there are neighborhoods in Chicago where I would not feel safe. I would be very concerned about getting killed with a gun. And um,
So can I ask you something? If
Uh-huh.
you went down to your local servo, would everyone be walking around just with guns in their holsters?
not in Illinois, no.
No. Okay.
No.
Not
So
like
in Illinois, where I'm in Chicago, they have what's called a concealed carry permit. So as long as you're not literally mentally ill, or they have about a 90-day background check in Illinois, which is probably the longest waiting period of all places. But that's just the first time. But anyway, there are states like out west that you can just walk around with a gun like on your hip, like a cowboy from a cowboy movie, right. And that I would not be comfortable in. Like, I have not been out to the West since all of that has kind of changed, and that would definitely make me feel uncomfortable to be walking around. But the fact of the matter is, in Chicago, I could be, walking around and the person has a gun, it's just hidden. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it does. It literally it makes zero sense. Like, I'm very far left, and I still think that, maybe everybody could be allowed to own like one handgun and one shotgun or something, just if if you want to, you apply for a permit for or whatever. But because I don't,
like if
well,
you got them completely, what would be a need for one?
Well, we could talk about it that way. So one of the things, obviously, there will be a, I mean, it's such a hypothetical because there are more guns in America than there are people, I think. You know what I mean? So, it's it would be a very difficult thing to do. But let's say we could get all the guns out of everybody's hands. It would, it would completely change the culture. I can't even imagine it happening, but if it happened, I mean, it would have to, it would change things immensely because it would make the yeah, I mean, I have to think about it. Like, I could just see so many different ways that the things could shift culturally. I can't think of anything that would be bad about it, but that's just hard to comprehend because guns are so ingrained in this cult of the individual that we have here. Because I don't know, how much you like sociology or these, I don't know what you know, but like in America, like it's all about your individuality, your success, that you drive all this stuff. It's all a total lie.
Yeah.
Because nobody in this country, very few people in this country are actually from the ground up kind of people. Those are almost always apocryphal stories. I mean, people do make it from the ground up, but it's pretty hard to do. Most people have some kind of foothold. We have too much small dick energy. Daily Debunker is really on that one. He really likes that one. He likes that one. Yeah, never mind. So yeah, in America, like it's all about, being a cowboy and, like going out there and making your own way and only men can do this. And, it's still so much that way that, it's really it's really some kind of psychosis. It's really bad. It's really bad. And so
sorry.
Oh, no, go
I
ahead.
wasn't around back then, but like my grandparents have told me about it. But when they decided, no one's allowed to have guns here, there were guns everywhere, obviously. And the government said, okay, you've got till the end of next week to come hand your guns in. Anyone found with a gun after that point will be like fined and things like that. And they burnt all the guns. They burnt them all. And they also said if you committed a crime, if you killed someone with that gun, it would be burnt and you wouldn't be charged. So all the criminals were like,
whoa.
Yeah.
It could have been bad though. They could have like killed like 72 people before they turned their guns in, but apparently they didn't. They just ran there. Yeah, they do little gun buybacks here, where the cops will buy guns. But
Oh,
It's overwhelming, the crisis. Wait a minute. Matt says, I'm pro-gun, Rev. Have no problem with concealed carry of weapons. I feel safer in a bank or a store if people are carrying. They won't be the ones shooting. The thing is, Matt, that it is very, very, very rare, very extremely rare, that there is an armed robbery where someone with a legally concealed weapon draws on that robber and successfully shoots them. Exceedingly rare. And when a situation is presented that the concealed weapon carrier and the criminal are going to shoot at each other, the concealed weapon carrier's record isn't that good. So there's really no statistical basis for concealed carrying being any safer. And there's
And
definitely
when the authorities show up, how are they supposed to know which one's the good guy with the gun?
exactly, and especially now, right? How do you know which is the good guy with the gun? So
I mean,
there's
I'm fine with people having guns too. It's just that scenario it isn't what people make it out to be at all.
yeah.
same.
At all.
Yeah, so I mean, like, this is like
See,
living. This is like
the
living in. Go ahead.
worst you'd have to worry about here is like if a fight broke out, you might like get a broken bone or get your face smashed in, but you
Right.
don't hear for it. Like I think we've had like one mass shooting in the last year. Like I haven't heard of any others. But
Right.
last time I looked at the stats and things, it was crazy because the US have like one every day, and that's more than 3 people. So that's
Right. Yeah. No, we have one we average one every day for sure, and nobody even talks about them. You know, you only get 3 of them or 5 of them might get in the news because it kills way more than 3 people. But no, there's no. And I mean, the thing is it's so the thing is it you have this divide between the right and the left, and the right thinks that everybody should have a gun and be out there, protecting everybody. But then when black people, on the south and the west side of Chicago that have, not every black person has a gun, but there are a lot of guns in black communities in Chicago. They're like, oh, no, you can't let, those people have guns. And so there's that, but then we have a high murder rate. In fact, we're up 50% from this January.
that's correct.
Yeah. And I mean, you're talking, I don't know for sure, but I'm guessing in Chicago last year, there were between 700 and 900 murders probably. But
But
the
I
problem,
get it. Like, at the moment, you kind of feel like you have to have one because everyone else has got one. So you're kind of stuck, aren't you?
yeah, it's kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. We have a thing that the thing here is like in the black community, the problem isn't guns. The problem is jobs. The problem is a culture that restricts your ability to get a job because of the color of your skin.
Absolutely.
So it's
I always say America does. I don't think America has a race issue. I think it's an economical issue. Like over here, our equivalent would be the Indigenous Aboriginals, and we give them so much money. They get places held in university. Like no matter what their scores, they've got the opportunities, and we have so much less crime and so much more acceptance from that.
Well, there's a race problem in America, but it's not a hillbilly in Georgia. A hillbilly is what would you call it? Do you know what a hillbilly is?
Yeah, I know. Like,
okay.
Yeah,
Well, what's the equivalent of a hillbilly in? What's the equivalent of a hillbilly in Australia?
A bogan.
A bogan.
Yeah.
I've heard that one before, actually. A bogan. Yeah, that is that. Oh, yeah, that's probably about right. if you got a bogan who, hates black people, hates Aboriginal people, that is, uneducated and just a scumbucket, that's not the racism problem in America. That's bad and it's a problem, but that's not the problem of racism in America. The problem of racism in America is the wealthy white liberals that control the governments in the large metropolitan areas, and they're the ones that keep the communities segregated. They're the ones that feed the systems of oppression because they're the ones in power. Like, it's not like some secret Republicans in Chicago secretly controlling the government. You know what I mean? It's not like that, right?
Yeah.
It's the culture in America is directly opposed to the existence of black people. The culture is directly opposed to their existence. In fact, we used to enslave them. In fact, we used to hang them almost for fun. Probably for fun.
But we did the same thing to our Indigenous. We come in and just slaughtered them. But the people, like the issues I feel like people have with black people over there is a lot of related to crime, and then it's turned to a hate thing. But I mean, if your government supported them and gave them more than the white people to help them, raise up that whole community, do you think that'd still be that opinion from white people to black people?
Which opinion?
Like, how you're saying, they just don't like them because of the color of their skin. Does that make sense, or I'm not making sense?
Well, no, I mean, no, because we both have different cultural reference points. So it's like this way. It's like this way when I talk to somebody from England. I mean, the thing that we have here is it's systemic racism. So it is the systems of power, from government to corporations. Those systems of power are made advantageous for white people and made unavailable to black people. So every time I try and rejoin this broadcast, it does not let me.
Yeah. I'm saying the same thing, just less educated.
Well, yeah. So, but what you're saying is what happened in Australia. What I think you're saying is what happened in Australia is the government said, okay, we shit on you people for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, we fucked up your lives. We destroyed your culture or whatever, right? Like, we weren't nice. And now they're saying, but we're going to give you free college. We're going to give you every advantage we can to bring you up to speed, right? See,
and
that.
If it's not like that, that's just indirect racism. You can't say, oh, you're equal when someone's starting down here. Like, you have to bring them up to the level and start equally.
Yeah. Wow. See, that's really cool, because that in America we would call that like reparations, but people think reparations in America means we're going to give every black person like $500,000 in cash or something. Like, that's going to be pretty hard, because what's a black person, right? So I mean, if my great grandmother was black, but I present as white, am I black? You know what I mean? So that would be really hard to like figure out how to give, quote unquote,
the bloodline.
Black people. But right, you could trace your bloodline back to, let's say, slavery. You know what I mean? That could be a way you could do it. You certainly could do that, but that doesn't account for the black Caribbeans that were never enslaved but came here, and still were treated bad for hundreds of years. You know what I mean? So there's problems with that. But the way that reparations, probably because you have a distinct culture that is different. You know what I mean? Who the Aboriginal people are. So it's easier to do it that way. It would be easier to do it that way. And of course, we have a lot larger population too. But but what you would do in America, what would make sense in America would be to give every black person, you just have to give everybody free college, right? I mean, you just have to give everybody free college, because you couldn't tell who's the black person, who's not. You just give everybody free college. if you if you have some qualifications, for being black, because clearly I'm not black, you know what I mean? Like if you can work around some of those things, you might be able to do something. But more, what you would want to do is just put lots of money into black institutions. So black universities like Howard University, traditional places, like that. And then again, you might do some things based on lineage for grants to other universities or something. I mean, this is way out of my pay grade to figure out.
I was going to say,
first of all,
probably
I'm not even black, so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But those are the things that I kind of think about that you could do to equal it up. But one of my at one of our meetings for our nonprofit, because we do racial equity, social justice work for the nonprofit I'm a part of. I had someone. We were talking about issues around this. This was years ago, probably 10 years ago, and basically the way that they were describing is, if you think about it like this, her mother's mother's mother, so her great, was a slave. Her mother, her daughter, the slave's daughter, who's 50%, if her father wasn't a slave, let's say he wasn't, of the culture of the, the way that their mother exists, right, is from the perspective of a slave. So just go 2 or 3 people up, and you still have people in the black community that, the system of slavery affected everybody along the way and still affects them today. Not even just economically, but even within, it's, that's there, that exists. That's hard for Americans to comprehend probably. But the thing is that the giving back reparations, makes sense, because you're just trying to level the playing field. So if they're doing that in Australia, that is that's awesome. I didn't know that that they were doing that.
We have schools for them as well. And in our curriculum, because I work as a preschool teacher, and even in our curriculum, we have to learn, we teach the kids all about their culture, and it's in every day of their learning. So it's a learning thing. So I feel like it's not something you guys can fix overnight. But
oh no, it's not anything we can fix overnight. Let's go to a more qualified authority on these issues, and invite Izzy up here. We have what's that?
I can do that.
Oh, I just did, I think.
Okay.
There he is. What's up, dude? Come talk to us, my brother, my friend. I don't think we've actually talked in video. So Izzy, as you're coming up, if you want to come up, you don't have to come up. I'm just inviting you up, and there he is. Boom, shakalaka. Here he comes. There he is. He's coming in.
hey, Izzy.
Hello, it's your friendly neighborhood black guy. How you doing?
Hang on, dude. Let me put the pip. Oh, the tall. I'm going to click tall, and that way you don't have to worry about your. Oh, you already got it figured out. You already know what you're doing. Look at that. There we go. But we get the whole Izzy, or half an Izzy. Oh, but then that makes.
Yeah, I think I just froze. Did I just freeze up? A bit?
Yeah, but then Hales is not. Yeah, we got to fix that. Go ahead, Eleanor. Okay, Eleanor, you can just put me down, in the lower corner. Nobody needs to see me. Let Eleanor take over. So first of all, Izzy, dude, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, brother. How you doing?
Good, man. I have seen you in various of these. I don't know what we call them, broadcasts, I guess. And I've always enjoyed your conversations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Very, very nice of you to say.
So what's your thoughts? Have you been here listening?
I just kind of got in here, so I was kind of wondering what exactly you guys were talking about. Excuse me, because I got laundry going on, so I'm trying to not be too close, but at the same time, be able
Your palm was itching.
My palm was itching. I don't know. It's like every time people start talking about black stuff, I'm like, oh, where do I go?
It's probably It's probably a feature, not a bug, man. It's probably like when you signed up for HAPS, they put a little microchip in you. Like, oh my gosh, talking about black people, we got to have a black person in there. We don't want it to go bad. The we were talking about was we've talked about a lot, but we were just most recently we were talking about was the differences between our kind of structural racism and you know what most Americans think of racism, which is, you know, just some damn fucking hillbillies, you know, with their Confederate flags and, you know, just ignorant motherfuckers. So we were discussing the two, and that I was saying that the problem in America isn't the racist Republican, you know, running around with the Confederate flag. The problem in America is the white liberals that control the urban centers in the country, who have their systems of power that are made to benefit white people over the benefit of black people. You know, so that's what we were talking about. And then in Australia, Hales was talking about how basically they have a system similar to reparations, where all the Aboriginal people there that were shit on for hundreds of years are given free education. I'm assuming, do they get direct money or do they have just better access?
We already have healthcare, but they get better access to healthcare. They get free dental and things like that. They get higher government payments if they're on government payments, things like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we were talking about.
I get it. Move, dog. Okay. So if you guys hear me say something like Hitler, don't take that.
Don't worry about it. Dude, you can say whatever you want, Izzy. You don't worry about it.
That's my dog. Okay. He's a dog. His name is Dog Off Hitler.
Okay. Your dog is named Hitler?
His full name is A Dog Off Hitler.
Oh, okay. Well, I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Come on. All right. So okay, so where should I start?
Start wherever you want, dude.
I don't want to go too far off, because I think one of the biggest problems, your first point where you had said, well, the biggest problem isn't the Republicans who have Confederate flags on their, on their houses and their cars and stuff like that, but it's the Democrats. I actually think it's both. I don't think it's more one or the other.
Probably right. You're probably right. I would guess, makes sense.
Right. And so I would say that your Republican, a lot of what people would call the Republican, guys with the flags and all that stuff, these I would call kind of overt racist.
Right.
There's a benefit to having overt racists out. There's a benefit to it. I know who you are. I can spot you. I understand what you think, and I know what you think because you're right there and you're telling me, right?
Right.
So I'm not fooled by you. I don't have to try to figure you out because you are telling me exactly who you are. I would agree with you slightly that the Democrats are probably a little bit worse because I have to fish through all of the nonsense and all the corner turning.
Right.
And I have to swim through and I have to figure out who you really are because you're hiding it.
Right.
So I would have to say that it's actually both sides.
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I think that, and I appreciate you putting in that perspective for me because I have this bias against, so I would have had a bias against the hillbilly before, right? But as I started to understand these systems of power and white privilege and all of these things, right, as I got older, then I started to be really fucking pissed at liberals, right? Because they own all the systems, man. They know who they're letting into the party or not. You know what I mean? Don't let anybody be fooled by that. But that you put it in that perspective, that's good for me because I won't use that. That thing for me because from me it's about my just disdain for the Democrats and just think all hillbillies are dumb. But no, you're totally right. I mean, the thing is it's been so, and I want you to talk, but the thing that's been so bizarre but beneficial, I guess, over this last year is that the blinders are off. We're starting to see people that you're like, oh, oh, they're racist too. You know what I mean? Like it's you know, we've opened up some levels there, and people are starting to see that, you know, systems like police systems and things like that, you know, that are horribly, you know, racist, and we now know that there's a huge percentages of Klan members and all these militia members and stuff that go on to be policemen. You know, so
Right.
yeah, it's crazy.
And see what's so funny about that is I kind of actually brought that up because the fact of the matter is black folks been knowing this for years.
Yeah,
We've been telling anybody that would listen about this, but everybody's been like, nah, they're the police, they're good.
Ow, they're the good guys.
Right. And it's like, no, you're clearly bad. You're the police, right? So the thing is the only thing that's actually changed between way back then and now is that we actually have cameras and we can now record that.
Right.
So it's more in your face. It's kind of like civil rights, right? A lot of people felt that, you know, during Jim Crow, everything was, you know, easier to understand, you know, there's no problems. But then when you started seeing it, it was plastered all over your TV because the invention of the TV came in and it was put in your face. There was a lot of people that were forced to actually see it and ingest it. And then they had to figure out ways of trying to justify it.
Well,
right?
and what has been so like this has only really occurred to me in the last month or two as I thought about it. I mean, I knew all of this as it was happening, but as I started to think about this in a different way, the absolute level of let's just, for our purposes, let's use the term whiteness in a person's head, like that you are somehow as a cop untouchable, right? Because of, you know, the way that they executed George Floyd, right? I mean, live on fucking camera. And to have that level of like, nothing's going to happen to me, I'll be fine. You know, that shows you how deep it is into the culture, because we see cops with their body cams on and they'll just go up and shoot a fucking 12-year-old kid in Ohio. You know what I mean? And like in fucking 3 seconds of getting out of the car, when they clearly know it's quite possible that kid has like a BB gun or something. And even if it's a real gun, he hasn't even pointed it at you. So, and so that's how deep it is into those systems, is that like there are white cops that are just, I don't give a fuck if the camera's going to go on. Nobody's going to do anything to me. And those are some of the guys, when you see the guys that have killed people in very few cops in Chicago ever draw their weapon.
Right.
Like there are cops that have an entire career and they never had to draw their weapon. But the cops that tend to draw their weapon usually kill more than one person. That's a problem. That's a problem because statistically, those things can't be, you know, they can't coincide, because the guy that never draws his gun versus the guy that does should show you that cops rarely need to draw their gun. And how crazy is it that the guy that needed to shoot 14 people happened to be there at the right place every time? That's like, no, statistically, that's insane. So, yeah, it's deep in there.
Police was actually reactionary. They're not, you know, the only people that they're proactive, the police, when we're talking about the police, the only people that the police are actually proactive on are black folks.
Right.
And we can see this through time. Right.
Yeah.
And we can show that this is what it is. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, a lot of people don't really understand this, but if you would ask a cop that had been on the force 20, 30 years ago, how many times has he ever took out a weapon, pointed at anybody? How many times has he shot that weapon during active duty? A lot of them will say never, right? Today, what we have is a lot of over anxious cops that understand that they are not going to be in trouble. They are going to be protected, and they are going to be backed by a system. They know that they have the agreement and they have the help of the DA's office. They know they have prosecutors, and they know that they have insurance that will always cover their asses. So you're right. When a cop who has a lot of assault charges, police brutality charges, if he's shot one person, there's a higher likely that he's going to shoot another person. We all know all these things to be true. But we also been knowing this because in 2006, the FBI actually put out a memorandum and told everyone that the number one problem in America, the number one threat to America was not jihadists, was not anybody else, but it was actually white Christian male
Right.
people, tend to be right wing, but they tended to be right wing males that actually were the biggest threat. And the KKK and white Aryan nations and all these guys, they were going into public service, i.e., fire, police, DA, attorney's office, things of that nature. And they started doing this way back in 2006. So, like, we've known this. It's just
Right.
that when you're dealing with a greater population, i.e., the white in this United States, what we're usually dealing with, and a lot of people don't want to address, is they've never had bad encounters with the police officers because they know the police officers aren't there to keep them in check. The police officers are there to keep black folks in check and other minority groups, but primarily black folks in check. So because they don't want to see things, because there's a multiple different reasons, whether they don't want to see it, whether they're biased themselves, whether they just can't understand how that could possibly be true, which is a very small portion of the people. The fact of the matter is this information has came out consistently for a long time. It's just people just didn't want to listen. It's just that simple.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, like it's not like, oh, damn it, Eleanor's not here. Wait, everybody. So we're just cutting. I hate it when it cuts somebody's.
Yeah,
like,
I am.
you
One
know,
second.
like,
Let me try to figure it out.
yeah, no problem. See if you can make this look better.
I'll
Make
move you
me
guys
look
around,
like
yeah.
the person with like the giant head, and you can see my nostrils. Don't do that to my
Let me-
guests. The
So I heard it was like really easy to become a police officer over there. Is that true?
It only
Generally.
takes about 6 weeks.
Yeah. It takes like good 2 years then, and then you have to do work experience and everything here before you're on your own, or like, yeah.
Hey,
it's
Tony,
crazy.
Warner Robbins. And in some places it doesn't even take that. In small rural communities, you walk in and they give you a gun, and you don't even maybe you train online or something.
Yeah, you actually have to have more time learning how to cut hair to become an actual qualified barber in this country than to be a police officer. So yeah.
Hey,
So
hey,
bad.
Petty Idol. We have never met. Nice
Petty
to meet
Idol.
you.
Co-host on my show on Friday nights.
Oh, awesome. That
Yeah.
is awesome.
I don't, we've never met, and I was summoned into your live. I'm not sure exactly why.
I
because we have
summoned you
never
because
met.
you made a comment, and I thought you might have an interesting perspective.
Oh, okay. What was the comment?
Well, we've always seen it. The better question is, will you all start listening to black folks? I mean, I would say the answer is, as much as I don't want to, we're not going to listen. They haven't listened for 400 years. I don't know
think
what's going to make us listen now.
That is probably one of the most honest answers, to be quite frank about it, because the fact of the matter is, I personally don't think white folks will listen until it starts affecting them.
Mhm.
And I've been saying this for a long time.
I mean, that's
Well,
Jim Crow all the way, 100%. We keep the white people up just a little more than the black people, and the white people have a reason to keep the black people down. Yeah. But go ahead, Petty. You were saying something. I interrupted. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, I think that the idea of, just finding out becomes this rhetorical idea that just bolsters the falsehood of white supremacy. And I just feel that you guys have to stop saying that we're just now finding out. You're not just finding out.
No.
Because we've been telling you guys for years that this is what's been happening.
Right.
But
And you know
now you're
Can
in
I
the
just
place
jump in
of
there? We've seen this happening for years as well. Like, I don't know how you guys would line, but the rest of the world saw it happening there. Just so you know.
Oh, you've seen it here. Yeah. Yes. Thank you.
yeah. Hold on, sorry, I could barely hear her.
Say it
Sorry.
again.
Don't
Say
worry.
it again.
No, it's all right.
I'll tell you what she said. I'll say it for you. She was saying the Australians had seen what you guys have seen for years. You know what I mean? Like they knew what was going on, you know.
Yeah.
And they're in a totally different culture with even different cultural contexts. So if they can see it, yeah, every white American knows what's going on. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it's all part of the I mean, it's advantageous for us. It's all part of the system.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like the idea that once you decide to start really dealing with what's happening in this country, the first thing is, I'm just now starting to see, and it's like, nah, my guy, that's not really what's happening. It's like you're just starting to admit to yourself that you
Right.
are a part of a system that you are advantaged by, and you're starting to feel a little uncomfortable by how other people are disadvantaged by it. That's really it, because you've known all along that this is a system that has oppressed Black people. You can't tell me that you haven't. We've had televisions and radios and everything since, Martin Luther King was marching across the Pettus Bridge, to Rodney King, to cut to right now. You know what I mean? So I think the idea of saying, we're just starting to see is a falsehood that bolsters white supremacy, because it's not true, and it's a way to cut yourself some slack. And I think that that's the part that has to stop. We have to really start getting real and having real conversations. And it's the same thing that's been happening with like Wall Street bets, right? I know you guys have heard about it. It's been in the news, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm well versed in it.
Right. So you have this idea that you have all of these people who decided that they were going to go against a system that was stacked against them, because they're fighting the rich whiteys, right? The hedge funds, right?
Right.
And then when they start winning the game, they're like, whoa, in the middle of the game, because you were losing, you decided to change the rules. Black people have been saying that for decades. We've been saying, yes, we hear that if you get a good education, pull yourself up by the bootstraps, all of this shit, that you could have the American dream too. But once we start doing it, they change the rules of the game. And everyone's like, no, you got to stop thinking negatively. You got to just keep going. But now that it's happening to everyday white Americans, to where they're starting to win against the big people, and the big people start changing the rules, they're like, whoa, you guys can't just change the rules. You guys just, what? We're starting to think that this system is rigged. And it's like, nigga, we've been telling you that the system is rigged. So it's the entire idea of, it finally affecting you. And we've been saying that too, but it's finally affecting you. And now you're saying, now we're seeing. No, you're not seeing. Now you're uncomfortable with how it's affecting you. And that's the truth. And I think that we have to start in truth if we're ever going to heal and move forward in this country.
That's exactly right. It's harder to look away when something's right in front of you to look at.
So, I mean, like, we could literally have this conversation for the rest of our lives. Hopefully things will get better before that. But so I'm going to try and limit all the questions, all the things I want to say, because I don't want to talk too much. But like, because there's more to talk about before we even try to answer this. But like, cannot figure out. I know a solution to the problem is just to take the whole system down, and build something better. But I mean, like, that's not even conceivable. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. That's like, that, I mean, maybe the pandemic will do it, but I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not really wishing for that. But I don't know what changes it. So the only thing that I can try to invest some interest into is dialogue, right? And education. This is probably a culture that is, let's for fun say, woke, right? That finally says, oh, we need to change on enough of a level that change will start to come. This is still a multi-generational thing, probably, before this gets balanced out. And like, that's a problem because it needs to fucking change now. You know what I
Well,
mean? So,
but see, there are a few things that we can, and a couple of things. I think I heard you guys kind of talking a little bit about it earlier. You guys were talking about some form of reparation. A lot of people don't agree with what reparations, but I'm all for reparations. I'm talking about cash reparations, actual tangibles.
Hey, Izzy, I'm one. You're breaking up a little bit too. I don't know if you need to get closer to your reception or something. But I am 100% for cash reparations. The caveat is there's no way the powers that be would ever be able to agree on who gets them and who doesn't. It's just
foundational Black American shit.
I get that, but then what about the Black Americans that came here in 1875? There won't be a lot of them, you know what I mean? But that were never a slave, right? I mean, like there are Black people that have been here, like from the Caribbean, that weren't slaves but have been equally shit upon for generations too. So don't they deserve reparations?
And this is going to sound harsh when I say it, but the answer is no. They deserve reparations from the people who kept them under, which is, if you're going to talk about, the Caribbean, Haitians, they're owed by Spaniard people. They're owed by French.
Yeah, but they've been here for 3 generations, and they're still living in a shitty hellhole with no ability to get an interview for a job.
Right, and don't get me wrong again. The thing is there are a lot of Black folks that after the freedom of slaves. As far back as 1875, those are very far between. Most of your immigrants coming over here, they are not immigrants from that far back. They are immigrants from around.
Okay, we can't hear you again. We can't understand you.
They're most of the immigrants that come here, that have came here, African people who have came here, they come here from right around 1950, 1960, a large majority of them. So when we're talking about Caribbean or Haitian or African folks that came over here.
So then what is the percentage? And I hate to use this word, but like, I'm just trying to get people to agree to do this, because I'm 100% for cash reparations. I'm 100% for it, but it's getting that cash out. Is my son is half white, half Black. Does my son, and if he can trace his, heritage back to slaves, does he get it?
Yeah.
What if it's only 10%?
What do you mean? Only 10%? Oh,
only
you're saying
10% of his genetic heritage is from a slave.
Yeah,
right. Okay.
Any.
And the thing is, I think that would have to be determined based upon that heritage. You would have to be able to trace back that lineage. If you're talking, about 25% or higher, I think that would be a good starting point. I can understand if you could, if what you're saying to a degree. The only problem is if we really look back into slavery, we're talking 3 to 4 generations. So I'm not seeing too many Black folks under that 25% mark. Really, I don't think we're talking about that group, unless you're talking about 10% because their quote unquote masses had sex with the Black woman and had mixed children, right? And then we're talking about a different thing, but still we're talking about a group that can actually trace back their lineage all the way to slavery.
But could you envision the lawsuits from the people that we're excluding, like that are going to prevent the cash from coming? You know what I mean? Like, it just because what you really need to do is not even what you need to do, which would bankrupt the country. What you need to do is you need to account for the money lost, right? So every dollar of labor that has been done by a black person since the end of the Civil War, the difference in their rate of pay from the other person's rate of pay, that number can be counted reasonably based on how many people and average kind of jobs and everything. So, let's call that $5 trillion in today's
Actually,
money. You know what I
about
mean?
$9 trillion at a very minimum. But
What? How much? How much?
it's 29 trillion at a very minimum.
Okay, right. There you go. So right. So like that's just that one category, right? So again, how much cash now?
How much money of your taxes goes to the military though? Like,
Oh yeah,
I
$1 trillion a year.
Easily.
But the total gross domestic product is only $21 trillion a year in this country. Probably be 19 now. So the next question is, and I hope you really do know that I'm all for cash reparations. I'm just poking the holes where they're going to be poked, which is, where is what is the amount that everybody gets?
and that's something that we have to get to the point where people are actually willing to say yes to cash reparations first and foremost. You know what I mean? We would start at the very low point and we would come to an agreement. I mean, at the end of the day, that's how things work out, right? I don't think black folks, and the thing is as much as like I think that we are owed that full 29 trillion, I don't see black folks ever get no 29 trillion. So would I be willing to sit on a council and say I'm willing to settle for 5 trillion or 10 trillion and disperse it in certain ways? Yeah, I would be. But again, we need to first get to the point where people understand why reparations are owed,
but
why reparations are needed, and how it will actually help equal out what we're dealing with.
But we may not need to wait until everybody's ready. We just need to wait until enough people are ready, right? So that could
and
be
white
sooner.
folks probably need to stop poking holes in it.
What's well the I mean, you can say that. I would agree with that, but I'm that's where I am. I want to know how we make it happen. I'm not asking how we stop it. I'm asking how do we make it happen, because that was the original point to Petty, who I should let talk now, and let you talk too, Hales, is that, I'm all for it, but how on earth is it going to get, how is it going to get done?
So I don't know if it's like that over there, but the way it's all funded here is we pay for it. So everyone pays for it. In your tax return, a certain amount goes to disability, it goes to cultural pensions, it goes to, that's what pays for it, the working people here.
Right, but you don't do a cash-based reparations. You've been doing benefit-based reparations in Australia.
They get cash supplements as well. Yeah.
But it's a system from the government. It's not a one-time payment. Although you probably would be talking yearly payments or something too. They'll
get rent. We'll get everything, rent assistance. Like they'll have vouchers to get their food. I mean, I think Izzy's on the same track as me about the issue just can't be fixed unless we fix that economic gap. Like there's just too big a gap there, and it makes it basically everywhere in the world. The crime is, where the poorer people live.
Right.
Really. Yeah. So of course the poorer people are black community people there, and it's fueling it. I think white people are, well, you know what? More black people killed black people than white officers and things like that. But does it make sense what I'm saying? I think I'm in above my head.
No, you're not above your head. Go ahead. Somebody talk. You don't need to hear the 54-year-old white guy talking the whole time. So,
well, I was getting so.
Go ahead, Petty. Go ahead.
Okay. I guess my only question would be, why, when it comes to reparations, are people so concerned about the dollars and the cents? We've passed so many bills, so many trillions of dollars, whether it's for COVID relief, whether it's for military wars, and no one is like, yeah, we should go to war, but I want to know how it gets done. I mean, how do we put ourselves another $1 trillion in debt? I mean, who gets that money? Does it go to the, Marine Corps? Does it go to, getting better bombs? Does it go to, like, no one ever wants to dissect the dollars and the cents unless it comes to reparations. And that's just the thing that I get confused about. Like, we just passed another COVID relief bill, and no one's going. I
But
don't
the
hear people. Go ahead. Sorry.
but the amount of money you need here isn't a year's worth of military budget. The amount of money you need here is 25 years of military budget or something. You know what I mean? Like, and that has to be vested out over time and all, all of these kind of things. Like, I'm all for it. I'm 100% for it, but the level is like totally different than in Australia because,
Yeah,
if
but
you,
does it have to be?
what?
Does it have to be go into deficit? Like, go into debt? If it was like
Well, but no, but we're
investing.
already, forgetting that we're already $29 trillion in debt and that everything right now that's happening with COVID is all just made up money. You can't just make up money. Eventually the system would collapse. So,
But there's always things. I mean, the thing is I think Petty's point is it's a very valid point, because the fact of the matter is, if black folks was to really say, well, we want everything back, we would quite literally bankrupt this whole country, because we're not just talking about the free labor. We're talking about, how we went as black folks. We went from having almost 15 million acres of land to having less than 2 million acres of land today. We went from having townships after townships, from Slocum to Tulsa to Durham, North Carolina, Arlington, Wilmington, all of these different places were quite literally, we were building our own. We were quite literally having our own. We were making our own millionaires at the time.
oh,
we
yeah.
had, we had all these things. And what happened was there was a domestic terrorist, economic terrorism that was put upon black folks multiple times. So the thing is, and I don't like to sound cold, but I'm going to sound cold when I say this. I don't really care that now all of a sudden people are wondering, well, where we're going to get the money, because y'all wasn't worried about where y'all was getting the money before. Y'all just took land, y'all blew us up, hung us, so nobody cared about that when it was happening. You see what
But
I'm
then
saying?
how do you
So,
make that happen? How do you make it happen?
It's
you,
kind of like,
you,
I don't give a
you,
fuck how you make it happen. Make it happen. That's
right.
kind of
Yeah, but I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, when is that going to happen? How does it happen?
Well, how it happens is what they have to do is they have to make it happen. They have to figure it out. But the way you figure it out is by figuring out what are the pros and the cons, and how are you going to distribute this money. Because what a lot of people think is, okay, they're going to get all this money and then they're going to keep it within themselves. Okay, no, the money is going to be circulated. Everybody still benefits from, black folks getting reparations at the end of the day. It's just that black folks are now able to take that money, build economic foundations for themselves and their communities, and then those economic standpoints, we are able to actually then contribute. So it can actually work for a plus if they took the time to actually think about it. But the problem is again, we're so busy trying to say, well, where is this going to come from? Well, I mean, why do we have to spend the most money? Why do we have to spend 5 to 10 times more in the military for the armies to go to war?
Because the government's corrupt.
Going there,
Because
right?
the government's corrupt.
Right.
But
Exactly.
can I just interject really quickly? Because I think this conversation is above my pay grade. But let me just say, before I leave the brilliant minds in the room to figure this out.
No, I have no idea. I'm just trying to figure it out.
Right. But the thing that I think is the problem is not government is corrupt. The problem is that there's too many people who are sitting around going, I'm all for it, but I just don't see how it can happen. It's not your job to figure out how it's going to happen. And you already know that government is corrupt. But you also know that if you write your congressman and say, I don't give a fuck how you guys make it happen, but I want Black people to finally be able to be on the same playing field so that we can move together as a country. If you spent more time doing that and less time saying, yeah, I'm 100% for it, I just don't know how we're going to make it happen. It's not your job. That's above your pay grade. It's above my pay grade. But we have elected officials that if we push them, if we write to them, if we vote, if we tell them we want to vote to make sure that this country becomes everything that the forefathers intended it to be, and we are all standing in accordance with that, then it's their job to make it happen. Just like everyone's talking about getting marijuana passed federally. And this is something that they're pushing, right? Because they're not going, I really think that we ought to legalize marijuana federally, but how are we going to make it happen? I mean, government is corrupt, but I just don't know. I mean, where do we start? Do we start by releasing people in jail? Like, no one's talking about releasing niggas in jail for marijuana. They're just talking about the millions of dollars that can be made if it becomes federally legal and you can tax it. And what I'm saying is that this
Imagine what we could do with that tax money.
But they're not actually making it legal. They're just decriminalizing it. That's what Biden's only willing to do.
They're not. Biden's actually thinking about legalizing it federally because he sees.
That's then had been a change in the last month that I haven't seen.
Yeah, he's actually just a couple weeks ago I seen him talking about it because there's so much money. The taxation of marijuana in this country is unbelievable.
Oh yeah, I mean, I save I get taxed $30 per 100 spent, but I get it medical, so I don't pay any tax. But if it's recreational, it's huge.
Right.
I
Sorry
think.
to jump in.
No, go ahead.
I just have to get going, but it's been so nice talking to you all and meeting you.
Yeah, same here. Like I said, this is for more brilliant minds than mine.
Yeah, same with me. See you guys later.
Yeah, great to meet you.
Bye. Nice to
Bye.
meet
Take
you.
care. No, I think she, I think she has a good point. The digging in to figure out how it gets done, is I think it's an excellent point. I'm not gonna say what I do or don't do to foster that because it doesn't really matter. But what she said is the right thing. When people want to get it done, they'll get it done.
And
we legalize weed and we use the taxes from it to.
Yeah, and
imagine.
There are so many different ways that you can do this. You can go about this so many different ways, and I know, you can federally legalize marijuana. You can use the taxes and start going into the payment of reparations. You can cut the spending in military. You can cut the spending. You can cut the amount of money that is allowed to go to these politicians.
Come up, Tony D.
You can use a lot of these there's a lot of ways to start getting that money to start going inside this big lump sum check. Also, if you can't quite get up, all the way up to that number that's trying to be reached, you can also do a lot of other things like giving out also the ability to give licenses to Black folks and let them be the primary farmers of marijuana in this country, which would actually incentivize more Black folks to be in the agricultural area of the playing field. I mean, there's so many different ways that you can do this, but that's the thing that people want specifics. Well, what specifically this, right? And let's just get everybody to say, okay, yeah, I get why we need the reparations. Let's get them the reparations. These are the people that should be getting the reparations. And then once we get that standpoint, that landmark, then we can move on. And what are the different ways that would be adequate ways of actually getting this this financial this owed money back to the people that is deserving to.
Like this is probably and I had a really fun time 2 nights ago, or was it last night? I can't remember. Interviewing Mark and David, the guys that founded this thing. It was a lot of fun. But I got to say, this is like the best conversation I've had in 8 weeks on this. And I mean, I've had a lot of good conversations, but but Tony D, like, go ahead, man. I'm not going to talk.
No, y'all are good. Y'all are good. I appreciate you letting me on. Eleanor, how you doing? Easy, what's good, bro?
What's up?
How are you?
I'm gonna be honest with both of y'all. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with everybody. I put the bill up there that I was selling Izzy and Petty and Pat about last year.
Mm-hmm.
You go back through the comments, you'll see.
Oh, I saw it. 1081.
1083. I was telling Izzy about it, and he was like, "The money's ridiculous. It's not going to come up." And I understood exactly where he was coming from. Here is going to be my beef. They've been made the money, and they've been making a profit off of that money. They can't tell me they don't have the money. They just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. The amount that's on that bill is an amount most people never heard of. And when I read it and I thought about it, you got to realize how many years slavery was done based on what they taught us and how much money they made off of that old money. And they're still making money off of that old money, just the profit margin, not even what they made. So they can't tell me they don't have it. And what Petty was saying earlier, that some of the decisions are above her pay grade, she's halfway correct. And I'm going to tell you why. The decision isn't being made at our level. It's being made above us. The money is in the bank. That money is there, and they don't want to spend it the same way we don't want to pay specific bills. And I will say this to everybody out there. They can't tell me they didn't make a killing off cotton when they're still selling cotton today. What we're wearing is cotton. They can't tell me they're not making money off of sugar with the way sugar's being used today. They can't tell me they're not making money off of corn the way the corn's being used today. Corn is in everything. I use a whole lot of sugar my damn self. They can't tell me they don't have it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hell, there's corn in your trash bags these days.
Exactly. They cannot tell me they don't have it with the way they spend the money. And I will use this example real easy. When 9/11 went down, how fast did they pass that bill to go to war? It didn't take 4 hours. It didn't take 4 hours. You got planes flying everywhere. You got military budgets going everywhere. You don't want to pay for the schools. You don't want to pay for the slavery that happened back in the day, whether it is a hoax or not, because that's a new story that I saw. I just haven't confirmed it. They've got it. They just don't want to do it. And that's our problem. That is the reason for half of the protests. We want the equality. We want the justice. We want to be on the same level playing field, but you don't want to get it. And like it was also discussed earlier, they make more money with us in jail than putting it in our pocket and us respending it, because there's a higher profit margin with people being in jail. Everybody knows jail is big business. And the one thing that Biden did that everybody's going to appreciate was he went after that, the prison industrial
For
system.
profit?
Yes.
For profit.
Yeah.
Profit. And that's going to smoke a lot.
He's just federal, though.
Yeah,
that's federal, and I understand
more
that.
than just federal.
Yeah, it's just state. But just to add on, I mean, here, I actually just read an article, and it's really interesting because you had said, well, how are we going to get this money? Well, one thing they said is they're talking about making a rich tax and a mandatory minimum on a rich tax. Now,
right.
Here's the part about this. They did the math, and if Jeff Bezos, if they pass this rich tax, right, Jeff Bezos will have to pay $2 billion a year.
He got it.
This is just Jeff Bezos. We're not
and
talking.
He just stepped down. He got it.
And you see, there's ways to get this money if they wanted this money. The problem is to be quite honest, I just don't think they want to give up the money because, again, in order for you to have an upper class, you have to have an underclass. And if the underclass has been black folks have been the underclass of the United States since the inception of this country, period.
Right. And I don't know how I can, I think Petty had the most definitive solution, which was, just you've got to dedicate everything you can to making that happen as a white person, and that is the level of something that has to happen. I think I was I think I was poking those holes in there because I'm probably not comfortable with the idea of like, you know, everybody. I don't want to use the, I don't, you know, like, I don't want to be a victim here, but you know what I mean? Like having to pay a price
Mm-hmm.
Let me stop you there.
to do that. Right. No, but hold on. So no, I'm just, all I'm saying is that might have come from that part of me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
something I do.
huh?
I don't want to pay for something I didn't do.
No, that's not it. No. I mean, no.
We hear that all the time.
Yeah, no. I don't have any. I don't have any problem. I don't have any problem paying it at all. And again, I that you knew the number. I was just trying to estimate the number of the lost income differential over time. And that being 29 trillion. The thing about that is that's maybe, I don't know. Let's say it's 50%, you know, of other monies owed, right? Then they're at 60 or 90. So it's like, I don't know how to, just, yeah. Like, I mean,
speak in mind. I understand you're trying to get your.
Yeah, no, I mean, I haven't thought about it in that level. Like, I know like the black economic, well, like I can find the number. I don't, because my last number is probably about 4 years old because we were using it for a piece of work.
Use that as an example. You'll be good. Use that as an example.
But like, let's say the black buying power is, let's say, $1 trillion or something.
Right.
The just the difference between the ownership of a gas station, right, or McDonald's, you know, those are like franchises. So the difference in the people that have a franchise in the the inner city and versus the people that have one in the suburbs that have better credit, right? So they get a lower interest rate. Like the thing is, it's endemic in the like, you know, in the civilization, right? I mean, this what wealth we have left, you know what I mean? A few people hold, but this entire country raped black people economically for, 150 years. Like, that's what we did. That's why it's easier for, me to get a job interview because I'm white, than it would be for you guys, even if you guys had like better qualifications than I do.
Right. Well, that's closer to 350 years, but let's not play.
Right. You just said as an example. I got what he's saying, though. Right.
Right. So the thing is we know what got us here, right? And I hear a lot of people that there's not too many people like you who say revolution, where you say, well, I'm okay with cash reparations, right? Most white folks is like, I don't agree with cash reparations.
But then it's not really reparations. You need to call it something else. You
know what I
mean?
I don't, you know what I mean? But
yeah, no, I mean, it's easy. You can just say cash. But what I'm saying is, like, if you do reparations where it's an economic thing, right? Building up the schools or whatever, right? That's not really reparations. That's something else. Reparations, the way I think of it, is it's cash. You know what I mean? Like, they gave the Japanese $20,000 for being in a concentration camp for 4 years. Mm-hmm. So that's, what is that? $5,000 a year, and that's old time money, but that's basically $5,000 a year is what each person was getting. Okay, mm-hmm. So let's do that, but multiply it by the 12% of the population versus what the black population was at the end of the Civil War or whatever, and maybe there's some formulas that people can come up with, but I still go back to Petty being like, she's right. Like, I need to write a letter every fucking week, and every chance I get, I need to say that, we need fucking reparations and we just need them to fucking happen now.
Right.
And
Let me get a piece of that if you don't mind.
yeah, go ahead.
She spoke on that, and I apologize for interrupting you again.
No,
when she spoke
please.
on that earlier, I was talking to a friend of mine about that back in November, and there's one thing that I told her. We've been writing letters. There has been dialogue. The dialogue has been out since at least the 60s. That's why you've got half of the frustration and the anger right there right now. We've been talking about it. They've been delaying it. Well, let me think about it. We'll get back to you on it. Matter of fact, right before the election, when Ice Cube was trying to propose an idea or a plan, the Democrats told him the same thing. Well, let us get back to you on it. And he said that. So the whole thing is they pushing it back. They just don't want to do it.
Right.
They just don't want to do it. And that's exactly what it's looking like. If we took too long making a decision along these lines for somebody else's aspect, they would have cut us off. And that's exactly where we're at. And that's what we're tired of. And the money, let me go ahead and say this too. To you, McKinnis, Eleanor, everybody, if you out there Caucasian and you think the money's coming from you, you tripping. You got to pay back their profit, not their money. So I give you that entirely. But the money doesn't come from you. You think it's coming from our jobs and our taxes. No, it's not. They already got the damn money. That's my problem. Here's my I love the idea of the stimulus checks. People are arguing about it. People are complaining about it. Y'all missing the point. There's no law that says we have to pay taxes. So the stimulus check is nothing but them giving us our money back. And look at what we're going through with that. If you think about it along those lines, then you start understanding what we're saying. You already know it's supposed to be ours. What's the damn delay? That is his absolute problem. If you want to have money in the bank in case we got a natural disaster, I give you that. You want to have money in the bank in case we got a situation we can't control so you can take care of everybody because everybody swears the government's supposed to take care of everything, I give you that. Other than that, what is the problem? Because you've done the others already. You see what I'm saying?
Well, the problem actually is, you know, to be quite honest, I mean, there's just people don't want to give any kind of reparations. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Black folks during this recent election asked every single candidate,
Yeah,
what is your opinion on reparations? And every including Bernie Sanders, okay? And this guy wants to give money to everybody, okay? This is okay.
Wait, so give me Bernie's answer.
Right. Every single candidate except for one said no.
Wait.
No cash reparations.
Hold on one sec. Right.
I missed that.
Tell me the yes had to be that freaky chick.
The Marianne Williamson, yeah.
Yeah. Like that mystical. I mean, she's cool, you know, like she just like, whoa, you know, the whole world is groovy. But the
he wasn't even talking about no major. She said $500,000, and people damn near lost their mind about that.
Wait, but $500,000 for everybody?
No, just
y'all really have Justin Bieber up here? Are we serious?
Or $500 million or something.
Oh, $500 million probably. Yeah. No. Yeah. Like, dude, like divide that by 12% of the population. That ain't gonna even fucking buy you any shoelaces. That is not much money.
It ain't. And that's about it because it ain't gonna buy shit for us. It ain't gonna be nothing. And what's so funny about it is everybody still had a problem when it was like, no, hell no. You see, and this is the biggest problem. This is why what you're saying about what Petty was saying earlier is absolutely true, because there were so many people saying, why do I have to pay for that? Why do I have to pay for that? People don't understand that everyone is benefiting today. Bernie actually changed his but he wasn't with it in 2016 either. So
hey, hang on one sec too. I just want everybody to know that Justin Bieber is in here.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
I'm like, dude, Justin, dude, I love you, man. I'm in Chicago. I don't know where Izzy is, but you got to get up. You got to get a HAPS account. All right. So I'm going to give you my invite here. All right, Mr. Bieber, hang on. I'm going to give you an invite. You'd think they'd have it on this screen, wouldn't you? I got to duplicate the screen to go get one.
I get it.
Yeah, get an invite to. But see, he's not on. You got to give him my invite link, Eleanor.
Hey,
all right,
Justin,
so get that to.
Just get on haps.tv. You'll see everybody's names up there because you're going to have two different screens.
Yeah. So So anyway, Justin Bieber's here, and like seriously, you got to come up here and talk to us, man. So anyway, back to the conversation. I mean, am I real or what? You know, this is important shit.
Right.
We need to talk about it. I mean, fucking up until this moment, Justin Bieber coming into my fucking scope, like that's got to be the biggest fucking moment of my life. But until he comes up here, until he actually comes up here, we could chill and just keep talking. You know what I mean? So we're recording this shit. So, you know, we're having a pretty good conversation here because I'm learning, you know what I mean? Like I'm still feeling that fucking built-in fucking white privilege, you know what I mean? Inside of me that gets defensive when I want to support you.
Right. And the thing is, you know, this is just again, you know, it's like, this is what, 350 years of just programmed ideals that people have to get over. It's hard for people to get over it. I mean, if you are set up in a way where you have more advantages to win, why would you not want to take advantage of that? And why would you want to lose it? Right. So I can understand it from that side. But the problem is when you're doing that and then you say, you know, well, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. This is kind of like a slap in the face, because again, I was just about to go through this, that if people really understood everything, without slavery and without cotton and without tobacco, without hemp, without you know, corn, without all of these things that black folks literally did, there would have never have been an industrial revolution. Had there not been an industrial revolution, we would not have gotten to the point in which we got today. Quite literally. And then all of that still built up. And
we're losing you.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
All right. So the thing is when people don't really understand these things and they don't understand everything, this is why black folks is always saying, man, didn't nobody build a country but us. You know what I mean? We built the country. It's kind of like we built the foundation of the house. We built the house itself, built the bathroom, built all the bedrooms. We built the kitchen, the faucet, sink, the oven, all by hand. We made the plates and the cups and everything else, and everybody came in and grabbed a plate. We even cooked the food. And y'all came in, grabbed a plate, grabbed some silverware, and said, give me that, and that. And we was still sitting outside waiting for just give us some acknowledgement. But we couldn't even get that. You feel me? So it's kind of like, it's a really funny dichotomy, but you know, and I think a lot of people have a problem with this because they don't understand the benefit that actually came with everything and all the hard work that black folks put in. But I also really think that at the end of the day, white folks don't understand racism truly. White folks don't understand the system of white supremacy that's been built. They don't understand these things in the sense, because everybody seems to think that racism is just hating somebody or some shit like that. And they think it's really basic. People just have a very basic understanding of everything. And whether it's willful ignorance or whether it's you just don't know because you weren't taught properly, everybody has an excuse, but they all think that their excuse is good enough. And I mean, that's going to be one of the biggest things you have to kind of get over, is to teach people properly. And that's going to be the hardest part.
Gentlemen, what do you think we should retitle the show? Because definitely the Love in the Time of COVID Thursday Hangout theme didn't work at all tonight, like at all. So
it didn't work at all for real.
No, I mean, like we weren't talking about. I was trying to get people to talk about it. I was even kind of getting a little, like risque with little, going a little loose on the sex, a little bit like that. See if that would get people going, even though it's not Friday night, and that didn't happen. But this, like, people need to check this dialogue out. And I want to say, Tony D, do you broadcast?
I just started broadcasting for the most part. I did one last week. I got on Izzy because I wanted to do a Super Bowl chat with him. We were talking junk and we chopped it up. I was
awesome.
I was halfway there. I want to do a broadcast. I do, since your original post was about, well, your original broadcast was about the COVID standards.
Mhm.
I did want to do that. A lot of times when I get up here, last week especially, I asked people, what was the COVID situation in their location? I'm asking
Sure.
people on purpose because we got a worldwide platform, and I want to see if
Right.
what they're going through is different from what we're hearing on the news.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
Yeah, that's what I did. So when they do the little 10-minute thing, or they tell you,
Uh-huh.
broadcast for your coins. Normally I'm
Right.
working, but since I was free, I said I'm gonna sit up here for a little bit. Let me know what's going on. So I wanted people to just come in and be like, I'm good here. I'm good here. These are the numbers for real. What's really going on with the news? Because I know they're telling us something different from what's really going on, especially in my area. We got people popping up. They're not even telling everybody who's popping up like that anymore. And I know when they're doing it because they don't want to start a panic anymore.
Probably
But
not that title, Eleanor, but
Abyss made a really good comment right there. I don't know if you read it, but you might want to read that. That's actually a really
okay. Abyss is like Abyss is actually an alien from a distant planet because they're so fucking smart. Like I'm like, just ask a question and Abyss is like, oh yeah, I know that. So I want to see. Here's something.
Broadcast and he drops so much shit. I damn near fall asleep listening to him because my mind just goes.
It breaks. Yeah. Here's something to ponder: the amount in banks with tax havens, was estimated to be nearly 30 trillion by the 90,000 of the wealthiest in the world. So 90,000 of the wealthiest in the world with 30 trillion. That was in 2013. Oh yeah, because in 2013, I'm guessing you can probably tell me, Abyss, but in 2013 versus now, there are what, 600 Americans that are billionaires, and around 2000 there were less than 10 maybe or 15. So by 2013 there'd still be a lot less billionaires at that point. So the numbers got to be insane right now. And knowing that, as Tony D has said, that the money is actually there, you know what I mean? And just in terms of, the wealth. Yeah, no problem, dude. That the wealth is already there. Is a good, is a perspective that like, I haven't been, certainly I didn't think of, and I haven't been shown, you know what I mean? So while Izzy's there, go ahead, Tony D.
I would, no problem. But I'm thinking about what he just posted up there.
Uh-huh.
I thought the number was higher. So Abyss, if you're watching this, do me a favor. Check those numbers again and check to see who those billionaires are, or at least the wealthiest people in the world, because I'm thinking that number is higher than that. But basically what I was saying earlier, I want to do a broadcast. I definitely want to check on everybody. The one thing we're going to talk about worldwide that everybody has in common is what's going on with this pandemic.
I like that.
Yeah, that's going to be more than anything. Everybody should be able to jump in, no matter where they're at.
So I don't want to like, I am going to have to kind of cut the dialogue because I have to go to bed. But
yeah, I do too. I got to get up in the morning. I was about to go to sleep,
but like, I don't want the dialogue. I don't want the dialogue to stop. So what I want to figure out is, and it's totally up to you guys with time and everything else. But like, I would love to at least semi-regularly or something, just have dialogues like this, because I definitely want. I'm trying really hard. I was talking with Mark Goldman sorry, David. I'm tired. David Newman, the co-founders, when I was interviewing them, that like I've reached out to some black journalists, female journalists in the UK, because we have such a really good, like, you can be on in the UK and it's like 2:00 here and it's nighttime there. Like, we can talk with each other in the UK. You know what I mean? Like, the hours can work out. There's some places like we would have to be up at 3 a.m, right? So, in order to interact. So those are more difficult. But like, because I'm trying to get this, two things I'm trying to do is trying to get it more international with, black and brown people as we possibly can, because we need Haps to be filled with black and brown people doing scopes. Because like when I go on to Clubhouse, like my algorithm, because we run a this nonprofit that does racial equity work. So everything that I'm looking at in Clubhouse that is interesting to me is going to be only black people.
Mhm.
So mostly. So it was really weird because my first night in Clubhouse, it was like, yeah, typical. It's all white people. You know what I mean? All trying to sell me something, whatever. And then like after I started following people, all of a sudden I'm like, wait, Clubhouse is filled with black people. This is
Yeah.
weird. Like, why is I'm only now because the algorithm is telling me that I only want to see things that clearly it doesn't ask what the color of black people's skins are, but it takes, it knows the algorithm is there. And so now I'm only seeing black people. I'm like, oh, so that
Yeah.
means on this app, black people and white people never cross paths, So
I noticed that there's a lot. I've noticed a lot more black folks on Clubhouse than any other group. But again,
well, there are lots of black folks on there, but it's still very siloed. I mean, and don't get me wrong, I've only been on Clubhouse for like 5 days, but I've been in rooms where, there's a good mix, right? But I've been in rooms where it's 100% black people, and then another room where it's there are 100 people in there and there's 1 or 2 black people. So it's very siloed in so many ways. And the thing is this network, we see each other, right? I mean, you see the pictures and stuff, but I mean, we have to interact. We have a dialogue. Clubhouse has a really interesting vibe to it. If you're like a billionaire white dude, or you want to be,
Right.
like then, okay. You know what I mean? But I listened to a talk today by, the guy that created the culture at Zappos, the shoe place. And like, it was insanely interesting because that's the work that our nonprofit does. And the thing is, it was like, well, everything he is saying right, except he sounds like a thug. You know what I mean? Because he's pro capitalism, he's pro corporate. So he's got like this little evil streak going through him. I'm like, and I didn't have enough credibility. Nobody knows who I am to wave. I waved, but they weren't going to bring me up there. And actually, well, they might have, because I do know that there's a mod up there. That's not fair. She might have pulled me up there, but the thing that was for me was like, but like, where's the empathy, man? You know what I mean? Like, it was just
Social
all
media,
about
there is
profit
none.
and everything.
There's
Where
no
was-
empathy on social media.
But there's
Because-
empathy here. There's empathy here
You got the right
this
crowd.
on this platform.
You got the
Well,
right crowd. So when you do your
because-
broadcast, you want to do an international platform, I can try to come on tomorrow. I'll definitely be available Saturday night. I'll jump on for a little bit, and we can
You
just
should, yeah,
swap
you
out.
should come on. And now I'm not. Tomorrow night I have an interview, so my format is kind of the first hour when I
We'll
have
work on
somebody.
Saturday night. We'll work on Saturday night. Then
We
we'll
do we do it. But I do it Monday through Friday, so I'm not always on the weekend, and I'm doing a
Right.
Valentine's Day special. But maybe we can go on Saturday night. Are you guys on who's on Saturday night? Iggy?
I actually do a show every Friday,
Right.
definitely, and then I'm kind of sporadic during
What
the
time
week.
on Friday?
Between 7 and 8, I start.
Wait, where are you at in the world?
I'm in California.
Okay, so your time 7 or 8.
Yeah,
So
because
my time, that's
we're both in California, so we try to
Uh-huh.
start as close to 7 o'clock as possible, but sometimes things happen, so life. So we do that. That's all we talk about. We talk about black issues. Everything in my scopes are concerning black folks and what we are trying to achieve. You know what I mean, and what's good, what shit like that. So
well, I need like what do they call it? Like, no, I it's even more than that. But I'm gonna try and make this funny. Like, I need okay, so I've tried pretty hard to be, to see. I don't, somebody said at one point, they said, don't be an ally. You can't be a fucking ally. You have to be a co-conspirator. And I mean, we can break that down at some point, but like, I have a little problem with the word ally when I'm the problem, but anyway, I'm trying to do this kind of stuff, and I support an organization that does really good work. But like, I need continuing education. So
Mhm.
anytime you guys want me to come and talk with you, just ask me, because like, Petty really checked me well on that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're right. Like, why the fuck am I thinking about how you get it paid for? And you guys have really checked me well on that. And like I said, I need to do more listening than talking. It's a little harder because it's my show, but I mean, and that's just my inclination, but I just want to have this dialogue further. And I'd like to have them once in a while, or either one of you, come on, once a week, once every 3 weeks or something, you know what I mean? Like, and see if we can, because I just want to get more people on here, because the power of this medium, we have two things that I'm worried about. One is that it is they've been around for almost 3 years, I think, right? I mean, it takes a while to build the system and everything, and they're working through it and everything.
Right.
But I would think they need to start showing a profit or potential profit. And I don't know what those numbers are. I have no idea, but pretty soon. So like, anybody, like, we don't need all those Periscope fucking parasites coming over here that nobody
We
wants
don't need
to
no
see.
assholes or trolls.
Right.
No, right. We do, and if we see them, we report them like a good Nazi. I don't mean that. You know what I'm saying? We just, we report them. We report them. I mean, I just have trouble like reporting people, but no, we report them. We don't want them here. But
Right.
taking getting a regular dialogue like this on here would be awesome, because we need to get just more and more people of color on the network to be able to have these dialogues and conversations, because the only thing that the main purpose, I'll be honest, the reason I do this is because it's really fun. You know what I mean? That's why I'm here. But the second most important reason is to fucking show people different people, and different everything.
You need
That-
different aspects of different ideas.
Yeah,
I got you on that.
100%,
You need a
100%.
whole lot of different aspects, different ideas. You don't need like one specific biased platform.
Right.
We need all the different ideas to come together and then come to a collective. And I got you on that.
Yeah.
The whole thing, even if you do a broadcast like that, one thing I love about when Izzy and them do their broadcast, they always come with some facts. I was telling Pat that. I tell Petty that all the time. Anybody that comes up here, we don't need no more bullshit. We don't need no more shit talking. We don't need no more sarcasm. We need some truth. We need some real. We need some facts. And then we need to go ahead we need to go forward with the idea, because the dialogue's been done. I said it last year when they had the George Floyd murder. We're tired of fucking talking.
We are tired, but the thing is I always keep on putting out information, because I think it's important everybody understands this. I don't know if you have a chance. I got a stream up, and it's still up, and it is, I think that the name of it is called "What is Racism?" And so I actually break that down, and I kind of encourage as many white folks as possible to go watch that, because a lot of people have an idea and a concept of what this is. Once you really understand a little bit, because a gentleman, older gentleman by the name of Nellie Fuller Jr. He says this. He's an old civil rights activist. He's a champion when it comes to talking about the history and how black folks should get out of shit. He always said that if you don't understand racism and white supremacy, everything else will just confuse you. And I noticed that is a true statement, because when I start talking to people and then we start getting into the race talk, people seem to get really confused really quick, fast, in a hurry.
Yeah.
So what I say is, if you don't understand it, what I would ask you to do is, hey, go check out some of my older broadcasters. Yeah, some of them we talk about other things, but there's certain things that we talk about and we're very specific about it. And, I know I have a couple of them, and I asked the question, what is racism? Do you understand racism? How do you understand racism? Things of that nature. And they're a little long, but again, I do have longer shows. But the thing is you can gain so much from it if you really pay attention. But if you don't pay attention, you just don't want to, hear it, then don't even bother watching it, because you're gonna, you have to want to learn this stuff.
So wait. What is your I'm gonna check that out. Like, for fucking sure. That's awesome. What is your like? What do you do by day? And I do have to go to bed, but what's your day job?
Well, I'm a small business owner.
Uh-huh.
I'm a small business owner. Plus, I do my podcast. So,
right. How long you been doing your podcast?
6 years.
Jesus, see, right there, like, is just a reason to have you come, which I have always intended to do. We hadn't met, and I really just know you. Like, how long you been on the platform, Tony D?
I got on here, I think it was December, when Izzy was telling me to come on. He used to broadcast on Periscope. And I've
probably seen you a couple times, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really know you, but I know Izzy because I've seen his stuff. And
I followed him and Pat Voss over here. We was all on Periscope together. And I've seen you a couple times. Revolution, you came up here. You do good shows. I watched a couple topics, and I think you was doing you and Pat were covering the calamity up there in DC.
Oh yeah, we did do that. Wow, that seems like 1,000 years ago. But we should we should round out this dialogue with another time to get together. And I'm perfectly willing to go on one of your guys' shows, but I'd like it on mine so that the folks that follow me can see it. But if man, I wish you could you can't. Well, I mean, does it matter? No. Right? Hold on a minute. Let's think about this. If I go on your show, it alerts all my people to come to you.
Yeah,
if you go on my show, it alerts all your people to come to me. So maybe what we should do is just have me come to you on the next one and try and mix the pool a little, if that would work. But then anytime you guys just on a night like when I don't have an interview the first hour, because I don't bring anybody up typically in the first hour, but like the second hour is almost always just, talking. So just come on by like anytime. But I think I think you guys probably got interesting enough shit that I can do an actual regular interview with you guys, just to get everybody to get to know you if you want to.
No, absolutely. I'm willing to come in at any time.
Cool.
All you have to do is, send me a invite. If I'm free, I'll definitely come in. If I'm already here, send me an invite anytime I'll come in. I do my shows on Friday. I'm trying to do more shows, actually. I'm trying to do like Tuesday or Wednesday and then also a Friday show. And try to get it up to 2 a week. I'm trying to do that. And I think I'll probably be starting that pretty soon. Like, I'm about to actually, when you get off, I'm actually going to start one. Because I got that a lot of people are not going to like to hear. But, again, your feelings, I'm here to just put out information. So,
wait, could you give me a preview of what you're going to do in a few minutes? Or
it's actually, I'm going to be talking about the weaponizing of the Asian community to demonize Black folks.
Yo, give me a minute to think about that.
I gotta go to bed. God damn
it. I do too. God damn it, you're right. Holy shit. I'm supposed to be done at 11. Look what you guys did to me, man. Jesus. Yeah. And I ain't every time you reach behind me, Izzy, I keep thinking you're gonna high five Tony D over there. It looks so weird. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you're in the same place. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm in the middle. Anyway, we have to go to bed. So whatever we were just talking about, as funny as it is, it's just got to stop right there because I got to go to bed. So, so let's just hang out whenever, dudes. This was awesome.
Definitely.
Just want to do a special occasion for everybody. And Izzy kind of knows that this is like a preference of mine, but I'll be ready for whatever conversation we got coming up, just so you all know. This is my preference.
There you go. Well,
you're gonna see the last one I did, the last broadcast I did. You're gonna see how hard I went about this bottle. So
all right, very good.
Ready, I'll be available.
Well, I got my truth serum here. So
that's right. Eleanor, get your bottle.
Yep.
The broadcast,
Yeah.
we're gonna be waiting
Well-
on you too, lady.
Well, Revelation, man, I want to say thank you for having me up, man. It's been awesome. And you are, like I said, you're more than welcome to come up on my show. I'll definitely come through.
That'd be awesome.
I actually watch a lot of your shows. I just don't talk a lot.
Oh, that's yeah, that's cool. That's fine. It's pretty funny because you can't see who's in here.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
I a lot. So I rather, it's easier to talk rather than text. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
know.
yeah, I mean, like there's just, we get all kinds of stuff to talk about, and we just have to cross populate this thing. I mean,
We're going to. You ain't gonna say no more. We're going to.
yeah, because, and I want to say that I really believe that Mark Goldman and David Newman want that. You know what I mean? Like I really believe they want that as well.
The thing is I if you talk to them, hey, tell them to come into my show, but I don't mind them coming in, but I am a little bit harder. I tackle issues that people do not like to talk about.
Of course.
And some of it might feel that people feel a certain type of way. I had a really good response when I first came on, but when I started talking about the real stuff that I talk about, it's been slowly petering down. People are like, "Oh."
Well, how long have you been on here?
I've been on here for, I think, something like 3 months now.
Okay, so I've been on, like, this must be like maybe my 9th week, but it took me 2 weeks to kind of get into it, and then 3 weeks. So I've been like broadcasting every night for like 5 weeks. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So you're an old veteran. You've been around a long time. So, so are you just saying to tell Mark, look at this, we're not in bed yet, to tell Mark that, that just be careful if he comes into your room?
No, the thing is in order for people to understand what I do and the do, I want everybody to come in.
He's a lurker. No, yeah, Michelle, I know.
I want everyone to come in.
Yeah.
The thing is I also like people to get involved and talk, ask questions. But the thing is sometimes I touch on subjects that people it's too deep for them. There's a lot in there,
Oh yeah.
And so. Yeah, so like on Periscope, everybody knew me. But they would be like, "Oh, he's the racist black guy. He's this, he's that." The thing is I'm not. I'm just putting out information that's really tough for people to hear sometimes. And I don't care about your feelings. I don't say it in a nice way. I don't coddle you.
Well, yeah, there's no.
I look at it like we're all grown folks. You, me, all of us, we're grown. And you should be able to, as a grown man, you should be able to, keep your emotions in check and try to either learn something, challenge it. But when you challenge it, if it's a losing challenge, just move on and just take that and let's keep on riding. And when people listen and pay attention, they love it. When they don't, they hate it. It's just that simple.
Well,
I like that topic she put down there. She ain't lying either.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're gonna do.
As long as you're open minded, come on into my show, man. We'll
yeah. No, I mean, definitely, we're gonna do something, Michelle. And I don't know if you saw the show last night in its entirety, because I don't even remember who was in there because it was just going so quickly. But we're gonna definitely do something. I already put the thought into the guys' heads about doing something for MMIW. So we got to come up with a concept now and then decide if we can pull it off ourselves or if we should talk to them and see. Maybe we need some accommodations. Like I mentioned, just something offhand, like maybe we would need a special button or something that, and everybody donated $5. If you wanted to donate more or whatever, you could, but to see if there's some way we could coordinate an event across platforms and maybe they could be connected. But I mean, like, again, into the details, like I wouldn't want to host it all from mine, and we could, let's say we raised, $1,000 or whatever. I'd be happy to give the 1,000, but I owe 300 in taxes on that money either way. You know what I mean? So like,
Right.
so hopefully we could run it through them or something, but we need to give it a try. And then we need to be able to do some other fundraising things too, like that. But I think we need, because we were talking about that, Michelle, I think that should be our like first one. And then, we can, I think the community could know they can do it, and, people can do that. I mean, I'm pretty upfront with my, if you buy me a cup of coffee or you give me you give me 10 cents, I mean, that money is for me. Like, I don't make a lot of money. That money's for me, but I'm also reinvesting that money into, funding some people to help me do this, because my day job, like, is hard just to be on here 3 times a day
Right.
and still work and all that. So I actually have an ad on Haps that I'm looking for a part-time producer, and I mean, I'm not going to be able to pay much, but I can pay something. And then if we can get more people to watch and I want to do another show with our nonprofit and stuff like that. But if I can pull some income in, then I can start bringing other people in, you know what I mean? And keeping them around a little longer, maybe, than they could last long enough to get some traction, because like Alex, that guy's been here 5 months, I think, longer than anybody. Right. And like, he puts the work in, you know what I mean? He just puts the work in, and, it takes work, like cause he's not doing like I'm like a middle-aged overweight white guy, you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason you're going to watch this for my looks, you know what I mean? Just like, that's not happening. So you have to be interested in me, in what I'm
Right.
saying. So
Right.
anyway, but the thing is like, I just want to just do what I can to bring as many people to the network that don't look like me, and see, what we can do, because I got fucking school tonight, and like, I try hard, so, and people, just, they need to, it's just, oh man, then we get into the whole conversation of why the fuck should you even do it? Because now I'm just asking you to pay I'm taking more away from you, making you responsible to teach me. But I do want to have dialogues with you guys. So
that's what I do, man.
Yeah, I know that is what you do, and I love that. And Tony D, like, yeah, let's make sure we get like you introduced out to the world, man. Like, fuck.
But everybody out, man. Everybody come up here. Everybody chop it up. I told people, everybody
I
sit
thought
and
you were
talk,
cam
man.
girl on the sly. You heard about that, Michelle, didn't you? In the Haps thing, did you guys all hear about that?
No, I didn't hear.
Did you hear about it, Izzy? Oh,
No.
So I asked Pablo.
Huh? I have my own experience with that. That's all I have.
Oh no, yeah. I asked Pablo if if the cam girl who's soliciting cam customers to come to her cam girl room was violating the terms of, I said sex workers, was violating the terms of service. I don't think it does, and then he was like, well, it would be, if they were nude, it would be a violation, right? Like I totally put him on the spot, and I didn't mean to do that. You know what I mean? It was just, I feel bad. Like, I got to probably send him an apology letter. I put him on the spot. If Pablo, if you're listening, I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but and then he asked me, it was just funny. Then he asked me, like, why do you want to know? So Michelle's making a joke that thought like I was a secret cam girl because I needed to make my cam girl money. And I said, my answer was, I want to know because people keep complaining to me that there are cam girls on here. And I'm like, I don't think there's anything wrong with a cam girl being on here unless she's naked. And then that's violating the terms of service. But like, I know they don't want anybody to come here and shake their booty, but like, I don't think we can stop them.
You can't stop them. Honestly, you would rather not have.
I agree. And they can back channel them. They can shadow ban them. They can do whatever they want with their corporate thing. But people have just been coming to me, because apparently, because I'm just promoting this site all the time, I'm not going to repeat the words because I don't want to be, well, okay. Mayor of Haps. I don't want to be fucking
You are
known as the mayor
hilarious.
of
You can't even
fucking
get
Haps.
it out.
I don't want to be known as the fucking mayor of Haps. So somebody cut this shit out. But you know, like people are coming to me and like, no man, like I saw a cam girl on here and everything. I'm like, so what? You know, I don't want to hear her either, but you just can't, just because she's, you know, if she's not breaking the terms of service, there isn't anything you can do about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want us to start, you know, like sex work is real work, you know, but it's work, but I don't really want them here. But like, I don't think that, you know, I don't know what choice we have. So that's why she's making that joke about me. So, you know, which is hilarious. Go ahead.
No, I feel you. I understand. I ain't mad at it. I want real content coming out of here because I remember when Periscope first started and there was real content.
Yeah, there was.
And then it devolved into, you know, talking a lot of crap, you know, a whole bunch of drama, trolls, and a whole bunch of booty shaking. And it kind of got old real quick, real fast.
I would love to talk about that delineation sometime.
Yeah,
that would be really interesting to talk about what you think and how it fell apart and everything, because to do a little diagnosis of it, because I signed up for Periscope because I sign up for everything as soon as I have access, right? If it's a beta, I sign up for it. If it's just a new release, I sign up for it. I've done that forever. But so I signed up really quickly for Periscope, but I didn't ever use it consistently over the years. But if you guys were using it, yeah, that would be an interesting delineation. That just, you know, that's me being nerdy, but that would be a neat conversation. So
yeah, I was on it from, I think I was on there within the first 4 months of it actually online. And
sorry.
I was one of the first persons that they gave Periscope producer to when it was beta, and not everybody got it. I was one of the first people that got the awards. When I got my award, I got the gold stamp immediately. I've been on Periscope the gate. So, yeah, I'll talk about that anytime. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Because I know we keeping on talking about this, and you know what I mean? But, yeah, anytime you want to have that conversation, I'm down.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Too, man. I got to go to bed myself.
Yeah. Me too. So
good talking to y'all. You know, we catch up. You know how it is.
Now, I just want to see this last comment. By Abyss. Haps plus OnlyFans. We'll let it go.
This is a mess.
I mean, you know, maybe I need to get me an OnlyFans account. Maybe I could have a chance. See you guys later.
All right, stay up, definitely.
Yes.
All right, guys, take care. Peace be with you, and namaste. And you know what? Good night, everybody.
Namaste, right here.
Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute to say good night to all of you, because man, I thought last night was fun, and like, that was that. It just don't get any better than that. That's right. Lots of users that used to produce great content left Periscope. Wow. What? Oh, there you go. Thanks. That's a decent title. Oh, we're still rolling, aren't we? Yeah. So anyway,
good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Remember to tip your waiters and waitresses, and go make a content creators day by getting a sponsorship to them, or if they can't get sponsorships, you can always put coins. Did you know? I didn't know this until somebody did it today. If you send out a text in your feed, if you have the whatever, the badge or whatever, that they can then give you coins right there. Like, I knew they could give you coins in the content later, but they can give you coins right there. So if you are listening, like if you have stayed this long to listen to me, my first thing I got to say is, what the hell is wrong with you? Then I want to say, if you're enjoying yourself and having a good time, I am trying to build a bit of a network on this network and be able to support as many people as I can support along the way. I ain't going to, even though we had Justin Bieber in here earlier tonight, and he was, I think, too scared to come up on stage. You
intimidate him.
I know I intimidated him. Then and maybe he just couldn't figure out how to do the Haps account. I mean, I think he's probably a pretty smart guy. But anyway, if you stayed this long, $1 a month for a subscription, it will help. $5 a month for a sponsorship, it will help. I am passing that money on to other people. And I said, I'm trying to find, a part-time producer that I can barely pay any money, but I will pay them a legitimate wage. And then they can get more if we can grow this. And then we can get some other people, on here that deserve a place and a voice. And maybe they don't have, the time to do that without a little bit of a revenue stream. So, we can build some people up and support some people, because you can't just land here. You can't just land here and survive. I mean, obviously, you have to have something interesting that people want to see. But there are also people that are going to come here that have something interesting to say that not everybody else might find interesting. But we need to be able to get the people that would find it interesting here too. So anyway, I'm just rambling, but I'm trying to support this network. I'm trying to support this community, and I'm trying to take what little clout I have, what little economic ability I have to build this up. So, we might be able to make a network of people. I have to think about that. But take care, Abyss. But yeah. So anyway, if you got ideas, DM me on Twitter for strategies. But like I said, I'm trying to bring some journalists over from the UK, and I want to do the same thing in the States. And I've reached out to a couple people here, but I need to reach out. I need to reach out to some more. So I don't really there's no reason for anybody to read my email, because I'm not anybody. But I am been able to start to interview people that are, have some influence or, some credibility in the world. So if I can build that up a little bit, that will start to open some doors so that we can do some things, to make a difference. So, because I'm going to do this no matter what. I love doing this, but if we can do this as a way to, boost people up, I'm all for it. But I'm straight up with you. You know what I mean? That not every dollar I make is going to do that, because, if I'm going to put all this work into it, I'm going to get a little something out of it, but it's not like I'm going to make a lot of money, So we'll use what we got. But yeah, just support everybody on here. You got to support the creators. Buy the coins here. We need to find it. Buy the coins on the desktop, because it's 30% cheaper, and we have to find a way to get the non-badged people sponsorships, because Patreon can do it. And I know there's probably an economic reason that it might be difficult perhaps to do it, but there might be a way we might be able to figure something out. And I mean, I'm not smart enough, again, to figure this stuff out. I'm just putting the ideas out there, because people like Abyss, they might, some kind of network, some kind of way, because I don't make much money on my Patreon, but I'm not ready to give up my Patreon for this. But I'm certainly willing to give my Patreon money in the same way, to support this. But should I pitch my Patreon on here? And then I saw Alex. Sorry, I'm just talking out loud. And Eleanor, you can go if you want to. I'm just kind of talking this out loud.
No.
No. Alex, when he was on with the guys last night, when I was watching his show today, he talked about, if you like the content, buy me a coffee. You know what I mean? He talked about, give him some coins. And yeah, I'm not going to shy away from that, but I want to promote other people too. Make sure you're doing it for other people. But I mean, I'm not a professional, but I know a little bit about this business, and I really like doing this, and I'd really like to grow it and do some good with it. and I've got an idea around producing a show for the nonprofit that I consult for and have helped build over the years. So I'm going to need some revenue for that, and that, hopefully will find a niche and generate some revenue. But like, this platform is an opportunity for people to be able to network in a powerful way. And I mean, I have 100,000 views. I'll lay it out. Let's see. I am by no means like somebody that gets like tons of followers. And in from December, let's just say I think I only started the last week of December. So from January to today, let's see, that would be I've earned, oh wait, there'll be an earnings history, won't there? There we go. Okay. I've made $300. So, I need to make another $100 to even get access to my first $100. But, that's another question. But if I can get, in that first month or so or that second month or so, like where I was like hardly anybody was watching, if I can get some more people to watch, we can raise some more money and we can do something with it. But I don't, I'm going to be, I'm just going to be totally upfront about it. This is a revenue stream possibility here. It's a revenue stream possibility, and it's a revenue stream possibility for people that like have actual talent. That some of these musicians and stuff like, get 10, 15,000 viewers, and should be able to pull in. If they're promoting themselves, which nobody does that I know of, I can't imagine that they can't pull in like they could pull in $100 an hour with that many views, I would think. If they were promoting themselves right during the show,
that's another way that people can also like support the broadcasters. If you just don't have any coins or just unable to financially give anything, on Twitter, go out there and
hell yeah, retweet their stuff.
Just retweet their stuff. That's a huge way to support. If you don't have to do it financially. There's always a way to support the broadcasters you like.
Yeah, definitely. The I don't know if what the intention was. We didn't get a chance to talk about it when we talked last night, but certainly was something I was curious about, was if they ever intended this platform from the journalistic perspective to be able to generate enough revenue for people to do it full time. You know what I mean? Like, wow, I can't imagine like the economies of scale that you would have to have even within the coin market on here, but you would have subscriptions. So, it's like I said early in the show, if you watched it, and like I said, I can't imagine there's very many people still watching, but the platform is here. There are people that are on this platform that I'm guessing I haven't tried to add it up, because like some of these people are my people that I know, so it's like not my business. But I think there's probably some people on here that are doing okay, making a decent amount of money from it.
Yeah.
And so the people that don't have the ability to even to get on here and do this, I think we can create some kind of networks and stuff. I don't know how it all comes together. I'm just thinking out loud, and I just think we can support each other and find a way to support other people because, if I can give a couple of people $50 a month to help me do this, and I get, $50 and we put $50 somewhere or whatever. I mean, I don't know, maybe I get $100, but the, I just, everything 8 weeks ago, I've been doing this for fun for a couple of years, but, 8 weeks ago, I got on this network and I was all worried about the little Periscope community that I had. And I came here and there's an actual, thriving community that's already here. Like any other community and network, it has its, it has its holes and its flaws and everything. And, but there's absolutely no way you can say that these guys are not trying, because I didn't realize that Almond Lee was there during the protests, and that was being covered on Haps. That's insanely awesome, because she is
Right.
hardcore professional. If you have not caught Almond Lee's program, catch it, and she will be on our program one of these days, soon, hopefully.
Who's on tomorrow? You said there's an interview tomorrow?
Oh, Liza Donnelly from the New Yorker, the cartoonist. And we're going on at 5:30 though.
Okay.
Because it's 6:30 her time. So anyway, yeah, I just basically just talked my ideas out loud, but I wanted it to all be transparent. Because on a platform like this, I got my ass handed to me tonight. And that's, that was a good thing.
Yeah, I really, I was really kind of happy to see Izzy there, because I've learned a lot just sitting in his broadcast and just listening.
Oh yeah. Well, see, and that's what I need to do, is be an active listener.
And it is uncomfortable at times, but you know what?
Oh, it has
There's
to be.
a reason you're uncomfortable.
Right.
You got to figure that out inside you. It's not actually him making you uncomfortable. It's the things he's saying. You gotta think about. Wait, why am I uncomfortable? What is it in me that's making me feel this way? It's
part of it is
time we white folk do that.
Well, part of it too, because I'm naturally going to make some excuses, but I know why internally I went in on that, trying to figure out how to pay for it, because I felt like
right.
I was the one that was going to have to pay for it, and I would suffer for it. That's just was apparent after Petty called me out on it, and it's a difficult thing internally,
Mm-hmm.
to conceptualize these things. So it's exactly why I want to continue to have these dialogues with those guys,
Yeah.
Those guys are fucking, I've watched Izzy a few times. I think maybe he was on with Pat Voss or something, but I think he has his own thing by himself. I mean, I think he's been on Pat's thing, but I've seen him a few times, and I didn't really equate his shows being about racism, other than, and they're deeper than that, but you know what I mean? But that was, kind of the major thrust of his thing. I just figured I walked in on, that's what was being talked about, because it's pretty likely, you know what I mean? That conversation is going to be out there. So I didn't realize that he had that he had been doing that. So that's awesome, because I never saw anybody on Periscope, because I wasn't in the algorithm, because of my Twitter ban thing and everything. So I've held on to that account for so long because it's got people on it, but nobody sees that. But that's another story. But anyway, yeah, that dialogue needs to be seen, not
Yeah.
that idea of that dialogue. I'm not trying to say our dialogue was great and people should watch it. I'm just saying that idea of that dialogue. So to have that be able to transpire on this network is like, that's awesome. But it's so rife with like, the thing about this system that like, I don't know how we could do it because with, like I really wish that there was a way that when you gave an award on my feed, that if you had been up here, right, for 3 minutes and there were 10 total awards, right, for $10, and you were up here for 3 minutes, there's some factor where you got 30 cents or something. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like, so that.
Right, or like people could click on the people that are up there and give like them awards.
Right. And that I could see that can be kind of problematic because it's your room and you're like, they wouldn't even be in here and maybe getting clicked on. Right. So, you know what I mean? But you know how people are, because you know how easy people get all pissed off on these things. But anyway, but yes, I like that idea too. But yeah, like a little more egalitarian or whatever. I mean, I'm not going to complain, but I hope I didn't sound stupid, Eleanor, but I wanted to walk through that because it's on record and I'm fine with it that, I'm going to, you're using like, really? Am I? Huh. Like for sure. Okay. Whatever. So, but then I'm going to say, anyway, so I was trying to be just completely transparent with, yeah, I could use the money and, I'm, going to use the money I'm going to share it for sure, but like, I'm not like, I'll be happy to disclose it, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that to anybody, but anyway, I just want to be clear that we can do something with this, and if we could launch somebody to like become a fucking journalist or a fucking influencer that was from, a community that, it's difficult to get that, then, oh, you're messing with me. Thanks. Then awesome,
or even just when people come up on the show, they can drop their stuff in the their like links over in the comments and stuff, so people can just click on and find them.
And I should remind people, because I tell people to support other people. We should drop the link in there for them once in a while, because you could just drop their profile link and that goes to the page that can be clicked on.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to remember to tell them that if they don't have a badge, they can't get a cup of coffee thing, then just go in and drop some coins into their most recent episode.
Yeah.
Because even if you delete your episodes, you don't lose your coins. And I don't think you lose your views. Oh, but that one I'm not 100% sure. And damn, those guys were on here and I didn't do this because, I'm a human being and I have, an ego. And I like to be validated. Just like anybody else. We're going to do our AMSR version. I don't think I'd be very good. I don't think I'm sexy. But anyway.
What is AMSR?
It is like, just Google it. Like it's this thing where like, I just talk in a soft tone or something. Or they like.
Oh, that would drive me nuts right there. That one.
Yeah, I don't know what they do. Just, they just make sounds.
Like they crinkle paper.
They make like sounds at a low volume and it's really, really popular. But you got to Google it because it's just weird.
So weird.
But there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little weird.
Right.
But anyway, I love a little loving on me. What the hell do you think I do this, people? It's fun. Do you know how fun it is to have people pay attention to you when you are a fucking attention whore? Yeah, exactly. My goodness. I didn't know you people were that naive. What do you think all those people on CNN and shit are doing? They just get paid for it. Oh my goodness.
They pay those people? No.
I know, right? And some of them are very fine people on both sides. But there's got to be some giant egos up there too. But anyway, I digress. I am looking for this moment of celebration amongst my most loyal friends because, again, I was supposed to be in bed an hour and a half ago. I have 101.3K views. We went over 100,000 tonight. Like, that's just people popping in with their eyeballs. It doesn't mean 100,000 people has watched my show, or most of them are the same people. In fact, it's all Eleanor. That's all she does all day. She just pops into my...
in and out of the room.
Yeah, she just goes in and out of the room all day, every day. All right. And it makes me feel good.
Does that count?
I don't think it works. No, I don't think so. I mean, theoretically, it should count. Like if I'm on for 3 hours and, they come in, once and then another hour and a half later or something, but I'm sure the formula is not that precise. And I'm only guessing that it's just people jumping in and viewing. Maybe you have to view for 10 seconds. I have no idea how it works, but I still think it's pretty damn cool that, first of all, that we had that show last night, that we had the show tonight, and that we've had some of the interviews we've already had, and I have 101,000 views. Like, I ain't no superstar on here, but that's pretty fucking cool. 704 reactions. 647 views. Well, at least I made my my Haps challenge again, I would imagine. Let's see. And everybody, if you're still here, wow, I love you, seriously. I know I'm very self-deprecating, but I'm also have a giant ego. So Sunday we have a broadcast with Serena E., a Valentine's musical special. Sounds like so well produced. It's just going to be Serena and I. And if any other musical guests want to drop by, we're going to do that for a couple of hours. Now, what am I looking for on the screen? Literally, I think it's just you and I here now, Eleanor, but let's see. Why was I looking? What was I looking for? Damn it. All right. I don't know why I was in here. But, yeah, there are people on this network that, they're making some bank, and more power to them. It's awesome. And it's because they're popular. So I don't expect to be making bank. But if we can make a little network, going here, I think it would be really fun. And let's see what happens. I mean, I'm just damn proud we got 100,000.
Happens.
Happens, yeah. Happenstance. But get up here and broadcast if you haven't broadcast. Like, that was cool before we got that's actually a thing I like. That's kind of fun, actually. I don't try hard enough sometimes. I got what was her name? The lady from Australia. What was her name, Eleanor? Anyway, I'm terrible with names. It's like, wait, I could tell. I have to look at the invite list. Look at the invites list. It'll tell you. Let's see. Oh, is it Haley or Haley? Like, just getting Haley to come up here from Australia was really cool, because it's rare, we get to talk to people from overseas, so it's always fun, and then having her, because at first, because I'm just kind of stupid, and because of the bit of cultural differences and the bias I had for my understanding of Australia, At first, I was not thinking we were going to get where we got. And there are still some, just like I have friends that, are worse than me. Like, I'm by no means know what the hell I'm doing around all of this stuff, but people that are even on a, that are trying, but are on, have less experience, I guess, in trying to make these changes that we need to make in our ideas and in our language and everything. They'll say things that it's just like, don't like, just listen to yourself. Like idioms, like I can't like use idioms anymore because it's like always like, it's like jokes. You're always degrading somebody or something. You know what I mean? Like you're like, kill two birds with one. Wait, what? Why are we killing two birds with one?
Why are we killing birds, man?
Why are we even killing birds? Exactly. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, so I can't use that. Is that an analogy or an idiom? I don't know. I'm not that smart. But yeah, so all these things I can't say. And I'm actively trying to do it. So like it's terrifying to have these dialogues. I'm just being honest. Because like I'm gonna fuck up. You know what I mean? I'm just trying not to fuck up, but I'm gonna fuck up because I'm a fucking white guy, So just yeah. I mean, and I want to be paid attention to.
A little bit more afraid of being called racist than talking about racism.
I don't really have I don't have a problem because it's kind of baked in the culture.
Well,
you know
I
mean?
just mean like any of that. Like, yeah, I mean, but I think a lot of people,
right?
They're they get much more offended at being called like racist or something than they do at actual racism.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So the but it's both idiom and analogy. I love you, Kimchi, and you're still here. I love you even more. And why am I still talking? But
Kimchi's the best.
Yeah. So hopefully I didn't just like bore people to death for the last half an hour. Oh, it was only 15 minutes actually. Okay. But thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Please, if you know anybody, bring people over from Periscope, but only if they're quality people.
Yeah.
Not try, as I said, let's try to bring some quality people over here. And Eleanor's like, what's your problem? No. Bring quality people over here. Yeah, bring quality people over here. Don't try to bring quality people. Bring quality people over here to the platform. Do not let the idiots come. If you see them, do something about it. But I probably should. I don't know if I need to apologize. I don't know if I need to apologize to Pablo or not, but I did put him on the spot. But the like, I'm like very torn about that situation with the cam girl because if she's not violating the terms of service, you know what I mean? Like, then she has every right to be on there.
Yeah.
But I also don't want this place to be filled up with, I guess we call them pre-cam girls. I mean, because if they violate the terms of service, they're done. But, I don't know if but the other thing is I don't know if it's actually a very, it might not be a successful strategy either. You know what I mean? Like what percentage of guys are you going to get to actually come to your cam room? And that's probably a good reason. It's probably a good reason why they don't have private rooms here.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. There's just so much to all this stuff. And then you're on Clubhouse, right?
Yeah.
Just delete the app.
Clubhouse?
Yeah, because it's like a rabbit hole. Like you'll wake up 5 days later like, what did I do? Oh my God. I've been listening to Clubhouse for 96 hours. Holy shit.
Oh God.
Where are my clothes? Oh my God, where's my family? You know what I mean? Like you're just going to wait because it is just dense with information and it is so fucking white privileged because they record nothing. It's so
Oh, really? I've seen
privileged.
some things that say like recorded. Like
Well-
they'll mark it that they're recording it.
On there?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I think they're recording it on a second device, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that violates their terms of service. Oh no, I know people are recording it illegal. Well, I would think conceivably against their
Hi,
terms
Warren.
of service. Hey Warren, by recording it, because I've thought about doing that a couple of times and I just forgot.
It's the host that I think if they're, I don't know if it's against, because it's marked that it's being recorded, like it's in the title.
Yeah, it's
let
in the
people know.
yeah. That's
And it's the people that are actually like hosting the room that are doing the recording. I think I don't really know. I haven't really spent much time over there. I just now figured out how to like find people in groups that I'm actually interested in, like because I couldn't find any of like the science groups or like.
What groups what groups are you interested in?
I found like the one you invited me to. The Talk Nerdy to Me.
Oh yeah. Because if you tell me like what kind you want, then I'll like join and you'll see it or something, and then whatever because because I'm seeing a part of the algorithm you won't see, but what you want to do, what I figured out, maybe you already figured this out, is this is so club and people dependent. Like I'm so fascinated by this algorithm. I keep waiting for somebody to do a chat about
algorithm?
It. So when I was first on here,
you said you had a bunch of white people. I don't have a bunch of white people on mine.
Well, now I don't because I started following people of color, and so it changed the algorithm, and now I mainly see things that apply to people of color. But it kind of shows me that the two are siloed, right? Because now I'm going back to just following anybody and see if I can adjust it out to like a little larger field. But it's all dependent on who you follow. Then brings, this is what they say. I don't know if it actually works this way, but if I follow you, then everybody and you're primarily interested in rocket design, then everybody that follows you is into rocket design, that person. And so like you're going to get more rocket design stuff. You know what I mean? So like, right. It's just a fascinating thing to watch, but I was so lucky to have Batanya from the Burnt Chicken Club get us on to her club with Brian Dunning. Like, amazingly honored to have that, and I'm still like I feel guilty about Clubhouse because I'm so loyal to Haps, but I don't know exactly I don't know if they're exactly in direct competition. They have to be for eyeballs, I guess. But
I guess it's a rocket design.
Yeah. But I mean, there's no doubt that Haps can do more for what I want to do than Clubhouse can. That said, right. I've listened to some amazing conversations on Clubhouse, and I've also quickly run out of a bunch of them that were like, "We are the best thing ever."
Right.
And it's okay. It's okay. It's okay to lift yourself up. It's okay. We need to do these things. But like you come into one, it's like, "Hello, I'm Jesus." "Oh, I'm the Dalai Lama." "Yes, I am."
I always wanted a llama named Dalai Lama that
would be cute.
It was like a Dolly Parton llama, but it was called Dalai Lama.
I am the Buddha. You know what I mean? Like it's just like, okay.
I also want Barack Obama.
Barack Obama? Yeah. Get over
Barack
yourself.
Obama.
Oh, Barack Obama. I like their llama is their mascot llama. Here. Yeah. Barack Obama. Yes. That's why they have the I didn't realize it was. I didn't realize it was. I didn't realize it was, but now they have the award. It is the oh, I can't see awards on this
Namaste.
page. Namaste. Yeah, exactly. Namaste.
See, Lauren is
So
a
Kim. Oh God, it's 12:40. Jesus.
Sorry.
No, this is so fun. Kim, like, you know, how's the show going? Don't tell me now. You can give me some feedback once in a while. I mean, I don't want to make your job harder because you do everything. It's awesome. But yeah, I appreciate that you gave me a little commentary and stuff. So, and a little feedback. So, if you see something happening in the comments, that I need to see, like I said, I don't want to make your job harder, but yeah, let me know because it's like when I was doing
Yeah, it'd be
it with,
great when like a great comment comes up, like if we could if there's something you could just ping so that it would alert you to see it.
that'd be cool, right? And I just
Yeah.
wish you could stop the stream and isolate a comment, or click on Warren and then like right click on him or something. Then all of
And it would show
Warren's
all of their comments.
comments would show up, and I could be like, oh, there's the timeline. That's what Warren's got, right? That would be really cool. And I'm sure that stuff can come, but it'll just takes a while. But it's a pretty good platform so far. It's got some quirks that bug me, but I'm too much of a perfectionist when it comes to this because I've done this professionally, but you do the technical direction.
Yeah, last night, like the when you switch out like the people, I wish it was smoother. Like I wish it ran. It's so choppy.
It's choppy. That's part I think is the browser base, and it's probably just also choppy because it's it just uses so many resources on somebody's computer, and you and I both have old computers too.
Yeah.
But the like what I don't like is all right, fucking 4 minutes and then we're done. What I don't like is like when I
give yourself 8.
If there's like let's say you got 6 people in the room, right? And I want to take them all out. There's no way to do that, right? At once.
Oh, all the people like up on the like up on the screen? No, actually, if you click see the boxes over here, I'll show you. Actually, let me put myself in there. Oh, come on. Okay, so if you see like we'll put you as number 1. And then if I wanted to just put myself in there, see the little box with like the person in it?
I know, Michelle.
The blue boxes.
Okay, see what now? The blue boxes, yeah.
See the little thing that has like the person in it? Looks like a little person in the box above the 1.
Oh yeah.
If you just click on that, it will make that person take over the screen.
All right, let's see. All right. Ooh, that decided to do a little flip there. You can't control that, but that's okay. Eventually you'll be able to. All right, so but hold on, let me try something real quick. Let's get us both on the screen. And how do I do that? All right.
Just make all the boxes blue.
Right, but see how you did that? You did not mean to click that other box.
I did.
Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Because half the time, like if there's like 6 people in there, and I try to get them off, then I'll click, but then it like rotates up, and then I'm like, no, I didn't want to get that person off the screen. What are you doing?
All you have to do just to take one person off, just click on that blue box.
Right, but I want to take everybody. I want to take everybody off, and put a video up, like on OBS, on the more sophisticated system because it's software based. I can just boom pull everybody down at once and run a video. It actually doesn't work that way. Right.
Hold on. If that one's up there in your one up there, but what you can do is like if you wanted to run that video, like just hit that blue thing. It'll take everybody off and it plays the video.
Okay.
And then
Oh
just
my
when you want it
God.
to end,
Like-
you just take it off.
Like I have you do not have to do this. Like, this is totally my responsibility. But if I ever stay on this long like this again, freaking drive from Denver and freaking kill me. Would you please? Oh my,
Be right there,
what
man.
am I
Be right
doing? What am I doing? Reset program layout. That might work. We could look at that. But yeah, I got to go to bed. Jesus.
There. All right, man.
This is so fun. It's just so fun. All right. Let me hang here 1 minute, Eleanor. I'm going to take us out.
Okay. Let me take
All
the
right.
mom out.
If you're still watching, love